everywhere for my hair clip since last night, and I just found it, thank goodness. So we are getting ready to move over into subscribers only. That way anybody who has a story of SA or DV or no, that just makes me look like an old person. Anybody has a story of SA or DV or being trafficked or domestic violence, I said that, homelessness, narcissism, anything like that, that's where we're going to be at, okay? You can still get in there by hitting that yellow button up there, but until then, that's where we're going to be at. Hi, T-Lash. How are you, love? Hello, hello. How are you, love? Kristen, thank you for the heart me. First heart me of the night. Thank you so, so much. Brett, thank you for the rose. Thank you for the heart poofy. I will not be in subscribers all night. We are only going to be in there. Thank you for the first heart me. Sage, thank you for the heart me. Thank you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So anybody who wants to grab a subscriber really quick, I've lowered the prices. So T-Lash, thank you so much for the heart me. Hey, it was just doing a bunch of reports. Thank you. I appreciate you more than you ever know. Mike is on them. He is on them. Listen, tap in, yes. Tap dance on the freaking screen. Tap dance on the screen. He reports everything. All the bullying that goes on towards me gets reported, okay? It gets reported because it's not right. And I know I'm being screen recorded now. So, hello everybody who's screen recording me right now. But anyway, we are going to go into a private subscribers only right now. So if you have a something that's ever happened to you as far as SA, DV, being trafficked, anything like that, so I don't get that. Moti it be. I don't get that. So you can subscribe. Anybody can subscribe. All you do is you hit that button right there, that star up there. That's all you do is you have to subscribe. You just hit that little button up there. All right, so let me do this. And then we'll be back later on after it's, I don't know how long it'll be for, but all right. I need somebody. You want me to go cleanse my face? Yeah, okay. And can you show the clips later? The clips of what? Why would I go cleanse my face? Why would I go do that? What happened to your eye? What happened to your space? What are you all talking about? What are you talking about? Okay, I need, Mike, how do we do sub only live? Sub only right here. All right. So only subscribers should be able to be in here right now. And only. All right. If you are in here, please say hello. Only subscribers should be able to see here. Can only view comments. Can only view comments. Can only view comments. All right. Okay, you're here. Okay, good. There's more than 150 people in here. It's not subscribers only. It should be subscribers only. It should be subscribers only. I've got sub only live on. Only subscribers can watch this live. That's on. And then allow preview is off. You've got more than 99% of live creators with a similar following. Da, 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 da. It should be like that. No, it should be. It's like that. I'm gonna double check it right now on my other phone. But only subscribers are in here right now. Nobody can do this nobody can see in here except for us. So nobody can screen record unless there's some troll that came in here that did it.
He doesn't know it, but a year from now,
Alright.
It'll be torn apart.
Numbers are dropping. Okay, yeah, perfect. Numbers are way dropping. Yeah, they're dropping significantly. Okay, awesome. That's what we wanted. Okay, so we have a special guest in the house, and I am just going to triple check and make sure that, I'm triple checking and making sure that it's only us in here. Alright. Home. Alright. Let's go to Gigi Wink. Okay. Yep, it shows nope, it's just us. Okay. Thank you for the gift, Miss Rogue. Thank you for the heart, me, Brent. Thank you for the rose. All right, so let me get it up to where we can get guests on here. Hold on one second. Hang with me. Jesus is King. Hold on one second. All right. All right. Let me get the cube. There we go. Okay. Hi.
Hi. Can you hear me?
Press. Yeah. Yes.
Okay. I'm working with two phones myself, so I'm trying to...
Your face isn't on, but if you don't want your face on, that's okay. We can see just your profile picture. That's okay.
I don't know how to use that. Okay, here we go. I think that's it.
If you don't know how, that's okay. There, you got it. Perfect.
Got it.
You got it.
I'm new at this, so don't know how to work all the
buttons. Just take your time and yeah, take your time. You've got the stage, and this is David, you guys, and the trolls. I just want to let you all know that the trolls have already reached out to him and let him know that I don't know. He didn't really tell me. He just told me that the trolls have already reached out to him. I don't know what they've said to him, but just to let you all know that that's how ruthless they are. They come after me because they say that there's no way that my story, and I'll tell you my story too, there's no way that something that could have happened to me happened because it's so graphic. And I'm like, the reason why it's so graphic is because I lived it and I know all of the details that happened. You know what I mean? Like, I can explain every single little tiny detail because I was there and it happened to me. That's why it's so graphic. But anyway, David, I'm going to shut up and let you talk. And thank you so much for coming on here. I appreciate you. We all appreciate you.
I've done some work across the country and even in Mexico trying to help out victims of the sex traffic industry and the slave industry. Obviously, being trafficked is not just about sex, and it's not about, selling other human beings, but there's also slave work into it. People are ripped away from their families. Kids are ripped away from their mothers and fathers away from their wives and wives away from their family. It's a very nasty business out there. I know in my town alone, I go to Walmart and I get triggered every time I see those missing people posters on the wall when you walk out,
Mhm.
because half of those people, they're not missing, they're for sale. And when you
Yeah.
go onto the website and you look at a pair of sneakers for $5,000, that's not a pair of sneakers you're buying, and a lot of
Right.
people don't realize this.
Right.
Um, Actually, a couple months ago, there was a report in my town's Walmart, where a little girl went into the girls' room, and her mother allowed her to go in there. And after like 10, 15 minutes, she's wondering what's going on. Why isn't my child coming out? I'm standing here, listening to all this go on afterwards. And I knew exactly what was going on. The She went in there, a lady took her, put her in boys' clothes, cut her hair, and was planning on walking out. And she would have never known if she hadn't gone in there and checked on her daughter, because it happens just that
Oh
quick.
my God.
Yeah, so
Thank God she had her mother's intuition to have gone into that bathroom, because if she didn't have that mother's intuition, like what you're saying is the people had already cut their hair and turned that little girl and then like put boy clothes on her.
didn't even look like the same person at all. And she would have never known if she would have walked out of that bathroom with that was her daughter, but looked like a boy. She had a baseball cap on him and on her, and different clothes and all that. So like, if you're not paying attention, which most of us don't, we're either
Right.
buried
Right.
in our phones, or we're trying, we're just stressed out from it's just it just happens that fast. So,
Yeah. But
but
you're more in tune to pay attention to your surroundings because of what you've gone through. You know what I mean? So,
I know a lot about how they do it, with the air tags on your van, the zip ties, and how they follow you, and how they go up and down neighborhoods, hacking into your baby monitors. You know what I mean? And they can see your cameras. They hack into your cameras too. They do it here all the time.
you're
And it's just,
serious.
yep. They do it on your phone. They could do it when your phone's off.
I heard about that like a few years ago where there was actually a guy talking to a girl through her baby monitor. And one day the mom came in and she was like, "Who are you talking to?" And she was like, "My friend."
Yep.
And the mom was like, "Who's your friend?" And she was like, whoever the person was in the monitor. But it was actually somebody who hacked into the monitor and was
Yeah.
talking to that little girl. But that
Yeah.
also means that monitor can also, they can see inside that monitor, right?
Yeah. If you have a
So they
camera
can,
for the
it's a
monitor, yeah.
camera, right? So they can see when the child is undressing, and that's disgusting.
Yep. So, I guess I'll start my story off. My mom's side of her family were from Chicago, and they run the Latin Kings out there. Have been since the 80s, and still to this day. My dad's side of the family, they're all involved in the cartels down in Mexico. So I was pretty much born into this lifestyle that I still to this day cannot escape.
Right.
Um, I guess
And what
5 years
state are
old,
you in?
I rather not stay.
Oh, that's
I'd
okay.
rather
Okay.
not.
No, no, you're fine.
Um, but yeah, so when I was 5 years old, I got a harsh kick in the butt of what that lifestyle was like. Um, I was I grew up in bars, when I was younger. Um, and at that time, I did not realize that my mom used to sell me to other predators. Um, but at the age of 5, I was in a bar. I went out back, and my uncle was out there, and he ended up unaliving somebody right in front of me with a shotgun. And he turned to me and said, "It's better to not feel anything." And then he asked me how I felt. And I didn't like it took me years and years to understand what that meant even.
Right.
But it was if I had felt emotion, and that I would have got beat. You know what I mean? Like,
Hmm.
'cause we were grown up to not feel at all. We were supposed
Right.
to not have any emotions at all. And
Right.
if we did, we'd get fucked up pretty good.
Right.
Um, so, and I told him nothing because I was scared to say anything. I couldn't even process what I just saw. It was my first time.
As
And
a child too.
yeah, as a child, I mean, I wish it was my last time. Maybe I would have forgot it by now, but unfortunately, that's not in the cards.
I'm
Um,
sorry.
so we went back into the bar, and everything was normal, like it never even happened. And it took me a long time to get used to that, because I've seen hundreds of men, women, and children just horrible. Like if you ever, we used to watch Faces of Death eating spaghetti growing up as children. Like that was normal for us. But
Really?
then to see it in real life and all that, like it was a part of our lifestyle, and
Yeah.
it didn't affect us at all. So we
Right, because
became
you're used to it. Yeah,
yeah
it
we
wasn't out of the norm for you. It was a norm for you.
yeah definitely. Um, sorry. Um, so through the years, my mom didn't want to deal with me. She'd always send me to these mental hospitals where I was assaulted sexually there as well. And sometimes they would have people come into our rooms at night, and like the staff and everything, and they do things to us, and like I was 30, I'm 43 right now. I was 36 years old when I realized that having sex with your family is not normal.
Right.
And that I became very suicidal, and I hated myself so much because I was thinking like this was normal, like okay, this is what happens, and it's not
Right.
normal. It's not what happens at all. And then, having that mindset ruined a lot of relationships for me in my lifetime, because I didn't know how to process love. I didn't know how to take it in. I was always, just angry and violent, and like
Absolutely.
it sucks. It really does suck. I do. I have met a very lot of famous people, and I will say this: Montel Williams, the talk show host, used to be my counselor as a child, and I remember him telling me that he was taking another job that paid more money, and that he wasn't going to be my counselor anymore. And so, like, it took me a long time to realize that that's who that was, and
Right.
that was the first person that I trusted that broke that trust with me. So that's something I would never forget about.
Right.
Um, I've I just I grew up in Chicago, so like I knew a lot of things. I knew a lot of people, and then being in that sex traffic, I've seen a lot of people come through, that are now famous, or that are directors for CPS, which is Child Protective Services,
Right.
and in Chicago it's DCFS, and it's just like I've seen governors, mayors,
Hmm.
just a lot of people that you think are, your idols on that big screen. They're not who they really are, because behind closed
Absolutely
doors,
agree.
it's a totally different story. So at the age of 10, um, my mom took me and my sister to a police station, said she didn't want us anymore because she was going to unalive us because she didn't want us that bad. Now, this was after years of being sold to family and other people and everything, and just like we didn't see her much. We pretty much took care of ourselves. I was cooking, and I'd stopped going to school. I worked on a roach coach, which is the mobile food trucks, and we went to job site, and that's how I made a little bit of money, and that's how I ate every day. And
Right.
so yeah, at 10 years old, she took me to a police station with my sister. They separated us. I didn't see my sister for years and years and years after that. But everything that, that happened to me, that's when I really started getting trafficked. And I was all over the place, South Dakota, North Dakota, just Utah, down in Texas, and eventually, I crossed the border. I ended up in Mexico, and we used to travel in those evergreen containers, and a lot
Right.
of the times there would be bodies in there, and we'd have to sit there and smell that, and
Ugh.
just the living conditions were very unsanitary. A lot of people got very sick. They got infections because we were getting beat all
Absolutely.
the time. We were constantly
Absolutely.
just being beat, and like like that's something you can't get over. Like you'll never get
No,
over that smell.
no,
You'll never forget about it.
you'll never forget it. No.
So um, yeah, at 12 years old, which was the last time I was sold, I would say. Um, she was 34 years old. She ended up getting knocked up, and the cartel that owned me told me that if I didn't join them, that they were gonna unalive her and the baby. And so I said, okay, I'll join you guys, and they made me unalive her and the baby anyway, like, or else we're gonna be dead. So at 12 years old, I had to do that, and then for the next, I would say until I was 19, 20, I ran with them down in Mexico, and I did a lot of things. I've seen a lot of things. I think the worst thing I've ever seen in my whole life was we were going to this town near Sinaloa, and we were supposed to find this guy that ratted. And we get there, and one of the guys gets his wife and his children out of the house, and they had a 6-month-old baby. And then she wouldn't tell him where her husband was, and he pretty much took that baby over a rock over and over until there was nothing left but a leg. And we had to sit there and watch that with no emotion, no tears. We couldn't stop it. We couldn't do anything. And I think that was very hard for me at the time. Like I've seen a lot of things that were just as bad as that, but I don't know why that stuck in my mind and why that changed me, for the rest of my life, basically. Um, so we ran, till I was about 19 or 20. Like I said, I ended up coming out here to New York um, back in 2003. Tried to escape.
All the love they're giving you over there.
Thank you guys. I
Gifting you,
appreciate it.
they're giving you love. You deserve it.
I do. It's hard to
You
accept
do.
nowadays because, like I said, I just, it's like a dog when, they're scared and they've been beaten their whole lives and you try to pet them and they're skittish and, they don't know how to react because they never had that before. That feeling is scary. That's just kind of how it feels for me. It feels awkward. When you get too happy, you know what I mean? Like I can't even sit and watch my kids play because I'm so emotionless. I feel nothing when they get hurt. I feel nothing when they're laughing and playing. I feel nothing, and
Right.
that's never gonna stop. You know what I mean? Like in my
You
mind, I
know,
can.
when you talked to me, you surprised me and you said you had a girlfriend, and I was just like, oh, like that surprised me because like to me, I can't have like a significant other because of all the stuff that I have gone through. Do you know what I mean? So like
Yeah,
that surprised me. I was like, oh wow, okay, so maybe he's been able to work through his traumas better than I have, but I cannot physically bring myself to have a significant other because I can't sexually be there for them at all. I'm completely
that
asexual,
ruins a lot of
meaning
my relationships. Is I
yeah,
can't be sexually
I
there.
I I can't I'm asexual, which means I can't
Yeah,
I just can't, you know what I mean? I've just been so desexualized my entire life from being trafficked and from being raped so many times and being, just. And I
well,
wanted to also point out when you were talking about being RP'd at a mental hospital when
mm,
when I finally made it to a mental hospital after I got trafficked and then I was ran over and pew-pewed and then I was RP'd again and then I finally made it over to a mental hospital because I was so fucked in the head from
mm,
what happened to me. I don't know how much time you have, so I don't want to like take up all the time and tell my story. I'm just
right.
trying to give you a quick snippet. I'd like to
Well,
tell you
if
my
you hear my
story, but
phone
I don't
going
know how
off, that's
much time you
her. Then
have.
it's time for me to go.
Huh?
I said, if you
What?
hear my other phone going off, then you know it's her, and it's time for me to go.
Okay. So yeah, so I just wanted to tell you that like when I was in a mental hospital from being so fucked up from being trafficked and then being RP'd after that, I was, giving myself I was, trying to band-aid myself with chemicals
Hmm.
trying, with like, hugs, trying to band-aid shit. And I was getting RP'd in the mental hospital.
Hmm.
And they would come in, the tech was coming in with like a tranquilizer. And I woke up one time and I had like, a thing in my mouth. And I was like that. And because I woke up in the middle of it and I was like, what is
Yeah.
that? And then
Yeah.
he just hurried up and put another shot in me again, and it knocked me out. And then there would be times when it was sore down there. And, like but I thought I was reliving my traumas. I thought I was reliving my traumas. So I never said anything until it finally came out where a girl actually ended up escaping, and she ran to the hospital across the street, and she was like, I need an RP kit done now. And then it was finally brought to light. But so I definitely guess I wanted to piggyback on what you said about when you were at a mental hospital and people were doing that to you. Like the
Yeah.
same shit happened to me. Just because
It
you're at a
happens a lot at
hospital
those
or a mental
places.
hospital, it doesn't stop.
Yeah, it happens a lot at those places. And
Yeah.
Thorazine is what
Okay.
their weapon of choice is.
Yes,
So you
Thor's.
knock us out.
That's what I said. That's what I say. Thorazine. But then all the bullies and all the scammers and all that, they all say, "Oh no, it's not Thorazine." I'm like, that's what it. Or no, I was calling it
That's what it
Halidol. I was
was.
calling it Halidol, I think. But
Yeah.
maybe it's
Well,
right. You're right.
back then in the
Thorazine.
90s, that's what it was. That's what they used. And then they put you on those faux leather strap beds where you're tied
Right.
down and you can't move or
Right.
go anywhere. And we'd be like that for
There's
months. You ever sat
right.
and laid down for months and then tried to move your arms and all? You can't. You can't do it.
Yeah. They're stuck. So, okay, anyway, I just wanted to tell you about that. I just wanted to tell you that yes, I also agree with the mental hospital where it definitely 100% still happens in a mental when you think you're safe. When you think you're in a
Yeah.
safe place, you're not.
It's the people that will sit there and tell you right to your face that you're safe, that you could tell them anything. That those are the ones
Yeah,
that will do it to you. You know what I mean? Like,
right. Okay, I'm so back into you. I just wanted to tell you about that mental hospital thing. Okay. I'm so into your story. Like I'm like more.
I have so many stories. Like, it's hard to try. I'm trying to like just give you the nutshell of it. I don't know how what to call it. But like
We can always come back on like
the
at
highlights
another
of it.
time and do it when you have
Yeah,
more time, you know.
yeah.
Yeah, we can always do
Um,
it in like segments. You know what I mean? In like
You
different
know, it's
segments.
really hard because you live these stories in your head over and over. I mean, you only truly live them physically once, but in your head,
Right.
they play a gazillion times. You know, in your sleep,
Over and
they play a
over.
gazillion times. Like,
Or it
but the
smells will
hardest part is
trigger
trying to
and
just,
it brings you right back to it. Or like you
yep,
said, something on the wall, or if like you see somebody that
a
looks like
baby
your
crying,
attacker.
babies crying, screaming, or mothers yelling at their children triggers
Yes.
me all the time.
Everything, there's so many triggers that people don't understand. There's so many triggers, just like smells are a lot of triggers for me. Like if I smell
Yeah,
like a certain type of man or a certain type of cologne, it completely triggers me and brings me back to where I was being trafficked. Like if I smell like when I got trafficked, they brought in like 17 men at one time, and it
mm,
was like a smell of almost like a oil, like they worked on cars or something. So when I
right.
smell that, it automatically brings me back there. But I see you looking at a phone, so go ahead and talk.
No,
I want to hear
this
you.
is somebody. This is
Okay,
somebody else.
okay.
Yeah. So, yeah, but I mean, as a child, and you see all this stuff, and you experience these horrific traumas because, I mean, I don't. The only way I can explain it to get people to try to even fathom what I went through or people like me have been through is to give them the details. Like, you see babies burned alive. You see their mothers burned alive, their fathers, or, they get chopped up or shot. And like, I don't know what I'm allowed to say on here. So I'm trying
Just say
to,
pew pewed. I don't know
okay.
if it's because we're private. If we're more privated, I'm not for sure, but I would still say maybe go by the guidelines, like pew pewed instead of the
Right,
as. You know what I mean? And you already got
right,
the unalive, and just do hugs and
yeah. So, I mean, that desensitizes someone. And for like the longest time, I couldn't love,
yeah.
feel anything. I mean, like I said, I'm 43. I was 36 when I realized everything about my life was not right. It was wrong. And then
Right.
I started getting into it. Then I started getting into it more, and all these feelings, start building up. And I've never felt these before, so I don't know how to react to them. And so the only thing that I can do is go to my safe place and be angry and
Right.
scared, and be, I block people out, and I don't say much or say anything. Like, I think, yeah, since the last couple of years, I've actually been coming out with it, and I'm trying to deal with it. And it's really hard because now I'm a sociopath. I have borderline personality disorder. I have PTSD, CPTSD. I was depressed a lot until I gave my life to God a few months ago. And I'm glad to say now that I haven't felt that depression since then. Like,
That's beautiful.
if anybody out there believes in the Lord and they believe and trust in Him, He will take that away, and He has. And I will be proof. I will stand by that every single day of my life, and I will try to help people out. And I try to help. I try to help out now. I'm not supposed to say too much about it because it's a risk for me.
Yeah,
Um,
no, don't, because like I said, there are bullies, there's trolls. I saw a few people come in that got subscriptions, so um all I want to say, I know somebody was already in your inbox, but they're trying to make me look out like I'm a bad person, that I'm a liar, that I'm a scammer. I've never scammed anybody. I've never asked for anybody's money. All I ever do is put a live goal up. You know what I mean? That's all I've ever done. I help the
I
homeless. I help addicts get into rehabs. And they say that I lie about my stories because there's no way it can be so graphic. But the reason why it's so graphic is because I lived it. Like you've never gone through that, so you wouldn't know the grotesque details of
I
the
think
things that happen.
I think people tend to be like that because they see it on TV and they know it's not real, but they don't see it in real life. When
Right.
you're taking, you know what I mean, and you're forced to do things that you're not, you don't understand and all that stuff. There's no patience there. You know what I
Right.
mean? They're not going to sit there and try to talk you into it. No, they're going to make you bleed
Yeah. Oh
for it.
yeah. And that's one of the things that I did. I told everybody my story. I told my story freely around 50 or 60 times, and I said, I was bleeding so bad from behind, from the back end. I was bleeding so bad from the front end because I had a 17. It was the cartel. 17 of them gang RP'd me. They made me give oral to a pistol, which then knocked out some of my teeth. At the end, they put a firecracker up inside me, which I had to pull out. They did so many things to me, and I had so much, I call it red stuff, which is blood. I had so much of it running down my legs, through my toes, in the back of me, out of my behind my mouth, my
Yeah.
nose. My eyes were so poofy that they were like out to here, and they're like purple, and I couldn't see the whites in my eyes. They were bloodshot. And when I tried to walk out of there, I fell because I could not even walk.
Yeah.
And I'm getting so much bullying from that everyone's telling me that I'm lying. And I'm like, dude, I have depositions. I have court documents. These people are sitting in prison right now because of it. One of the guys just got out of doing a 15-year sentence. He just got out July 31st. The other one has 2 life sentences. The other guy, there was 12 girls at the mental hospital. There was 12 girls, and everybody says that I'm lying about the 12 girls because it shows only 7. But the thing is that one unalived, 3 of them dropped out, and the other one took it to a higher court. So yes, there was 12 girls, but you can't tell me that I'm lying about it when I was there. I lived it. Not to mention, I got a huge fucking settlement from it. You know what I mean? Like, you can't tell me there wasn't 12 girls when there was 12 fucking girls. But we had to watch ourselves being RP'd over and over during when we had to go to court. And then the hard part was the one girl that unalived herself. We had to watch her on a table with tubes where they tried to resuscitate and bring her back. And that was so hard for us to watch. And that shit I will never get out of my brain. That shit that will never leave my brain ever. But I've got so many people that are trying to debunk my stories and trying to tell me that I'm lying. And I'm like, how? Like, it's literally on. You can Google it. You can fucking literally Google it. And you'll see my name right there on the depot. You can literally Google Doug's fucking name. You'll see my name right there where he RP'd me and did 15 years. You know what I mean? For the trafficking, I will never, ever. I say Lee. Because if I were to ever see a picture of him, I have 14 years clean. I don't know what I would do if I were to see it, because the bullies, what they did, they've already brought up pictures of all my other people. If they were to bring up a picture of him, I don't know what I would do. I don't know if I would go off the deep end and just take my own, or take my 14
I know what I would do.
Huh?
I said, I know what I would do if I saw the man that, hearted me.
He's
around
doing
for 3
2 life
years.
sentences, and they're all trying to debunk my story and say I'm a liar. So please, if someone comes in your inbox and tries to tell you that I am lying, and I've got so many supporters here that can attest for me that this is my truth. And the reason why they feel that I'm lying is because for one, I don't need to share any of my court documents with you, even though it's public record, so you can look it up and see that it actually fucking happened.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have to share my depositions with you. I don't have to share any of that with anybody. But if you look it up, you will clearly see my fucking name on those goddamn depositions. So anyway, I just wanted to let you know that, please, I am a good person. I am a great person. And if they try to get in your head, that is them being bullies. That is them being bullies. And I was so intrigued by you because you come off to be such a genuine and great person. And I just want to know so much about you, because I feel like our stories somewhat mirror ourselves, even though I think not as much because you grew up with the Latin Kings. But as far as like the trafficking and things like that, our stories mirror each other. And I feel like we could be a good support system for each other as far as like, being desexualized. And we can talk to each other about how that's hard, because I've lost so many relationships because I couldn't bring myself to do that to anybody,
Right.
I couldn't bring myself to have sex with somebody else,
Yeah,
Look at all the love you're getting. You're getting all the love tonight. See, people love you.
Well,
I love you too.
I'm just here to bring awareness and to try to help somebody in need. Maybe and my only true goal is that maybe I can meet someone that was with me in those times. That was in those because there was warehouses, there were facilities. They used to be mental hospitals. So like we had all the rooms. We were locked in the rooms, and once you hear that door open, just like a jail cell, you knew what was going to happen. And when that happens over 100 times, probably 200, 300, I stopped counting once it stopped hurting, and then it was just nothing anymore after that.
And does it ever stop hurting? No.
I have problems to this day, like, you know what I mean? And it's embarrassing, but it's
Was
very
that to
true.
me? Or was that to me, Mike? Thank you. I don't know if that one was to me or not. I don't know. I can't see if did you send that one to me? Sent hand heart. Mike sent to yes, it was sent to you both or something. I don't know. I didn't know if it was sent to me or not. I think that gift was sent to me, but I wasn't for sure. heart was sent to you. Okay, all right. I didn't know because I didn't see anything sent to me, so I didn't know if that heart was for him or me. I didn't want to say thank you and be like, "Oops, it was for him."
Well, I'll tell you one thing to watch out for: never leave your kids alone in any store at all whatsoever. Not even a toy aisle, because that's like fish in a fishbowl or barrel, whatever the saying goes. Because that's where they go. You know, they will sit there and follow you through the whole store. I've seen it. I see it every time I go to the store. Every time I go to Walmart, I notice something, and it's sickening, and I hate it. And I hate that, my younger cousins are going through it, and I'm trying to be there.
I've noticed too that they bring a lot of the cartel. They have women that work for them because women are so much more approachable to
Yeah.
children than men
Oh,
are.
yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
You
Definitely.
know,
Yep.
so a woman could easily walk up to a child and say, "Oh my gosh, I love your shoes. They're so cute," or
They'll
"I
use
love your
puppies.
dress.
They'll
Can
use
you show me your
toys.
dress?"
You see, the
You
thing
know,
is it's not the younger girls that are being targeted. It's mostly younger boys, and that's
really.
scary because oh yeah, and most of the states that trafficking is at its high, it's young boys. The girls
So
are
is
there.
it the women that try? Is it the women that go up to the young boys, or is it more of men that go up to the young
It's
boys?
yeah, because then they see, you know what I mean? They'll listen to you. They'll listen to how your mom talks to you and reacts to you and treats you into that store, and they'll come up with the opposite attitude. That's what attracts us. Is because we're used, like, say your mom yells at you all the time. Don't touch that. Get over here. Stay still. This and that. There's a nice, beautiful lady that comes up to you and she's like talking to you real soft. She's making you feel comfortable, and you like that. You know what I mean? So like, you're putty after that.
Right.
Like you don't
Right.
even
Or
have
look
to.
at this little
Like,
toy I got. Look how cute it is. And here you go, honey. And
yep.
then kids not used to that. So
It gives me
you've got
chills
them
right now
just like
because I
that with
can
that
remember it.
toy, you know?
Hmm. Yeah, I hate myself. I'm not gonna lie.
And why? No. No,
I
you don't
just
say that.
I
You
can't
don't
stop
hate
it.
yourself.
I
You
can't
can't
really
stop
stop it.
it. You're right. And there's nothing you can do to stop it, but you can't hate yourself for something you
Yeah.
can't stop.
Well,
But
I know.
what
I
you
remember
can do is,
you said
you be
something
there.
about having people put stuff in your mouth, and now when you had that happen so much, you have a natural reaction to just bite down on stuff. You know what I mean? Because that's like your only
Right.
safety. And I mean, you get your butt whooped
Right.
for that, but at some point, you know what I mean? Like, it's just a natural reaction. I remember at the dentist, I was getting my wisdom teeth out, and I kept telling him like, you're gonna have to like really give me a lot of that sleeping stuff, the nitrous or whatever it is they
Yeah,
had.
the sleeping medicine. I'm
Yeah,
listening to
because
you, but I
you're
found
okay.
something that I wanted to share, just to say to you. So I'm listening to you, but I'm trying to find the thing that I found because I wanted to share it with you. But talk, because I'm listening to you. I wanted. Oh, here it is. Okay, good. Go ahead.
I just like I said, I was at the dentist getting my wisdom teeth out, and I told them I needed a lot of gas to keep me out, and so they didn't, and I woke up mid surgery, and I bit down on the doctor's finger because it was in my mouth. So
Yeah.
like he literally punched me, and he was screaming at me, "Don't bite, don't." And yeah,
Were you like, I
so
told you I needed extra sleeping medicine? Like, did you think I was just
mhm,
telling you that because I wanted extra sleeping, extra laughy gas?
yeah, yeah. So I mean, there's 100 billion stories. I mean, my whole life has been been I was born on Friday the 13th, 1981. You can look it up.
Okay.
I thought it was the greatest thing, and then I've quickly realized it was the worst thing because I've been through so much crap. And now I'm fighting brain cancer. Back in
Oh,
2022, I let my wheel go. I closed my eyes and I hit the gas, and I flipped over and got
no.
stuck. It's one of those random moments that just happen. It's an impulse. I can't stop it. I do it all the time. I did it a few months ago where I took over 400 pills and ended up on my bed right here. My cousin had to come in and bring me back because I was gone. And it
You didn't
just,
realize you did that?
no, I black out. I remember sitting there staring at the pills. I remember sitting there staring at the road, and then that's it. That's it.
Wow.
And then, like, I've tempted, I've tried jumping out of cars, in front of cars, drinking bleach. You know, I've taken a lot of fentanyl.
But now you're with God though,
Yeah.
right? So
Well,
was that before or after?
that was before. The last time was 4 months ago, four or
Right.
5 months ago. But yeah, like I used to joke around, be like, "Ah, God don't want me, and the devil won't take me," and I'd try. I would be cocky about it, and then see how far I can push it. And I've done some extreme unalive attempts, and I've never been successful. And there's a reason why.
There's a
Not
reason
my
for that.
time.
That's right. There's a reason
Maybe
for
I'm
that.
supposed to tell my story. Maybe, somebody gets help. Maybe somebody realizes, you know, I don't know. I don't know, but I'm here for a reason, and I'm actually happy. I mean, yeah, like
That's so good that you say you're happy. And you know what? I feel the same as you. Like, there's no reason in the world why I should be here with the amount of medications I was taking and the quantities of them. Um, I think we got to do a puzzle piece here. Hold on. Can you guys tap? Because I think that's what's making the puzzle piece go. Can you guys tap the screen, please? Oh, we couldn't verify. Hold on. Shit. Yeah, that's what's making the puzzle pieces go, is because we couldn't verify. Yeah, nobody's been tapping. That's why, because we were in a. Nobody thought we had to tap because we were in here, but I guess we do have to tap since we're in here. So, if you guys down there can please, please, please tap. You don't have to tap, David. You don't have to tap. It's just the people down there have to tap. But I I lost my train of, oh, I know what I was going to say is that, just like you and you said, there's no reason why you should be here. I feel the same way. There's no earthly way that I should be here with the amount of hugs that I was taking was enough to knock out 10 cows or 10 horses or 20 people or whatever it is. Hi, I'm a Nikki. Uh, I I and then when I was trafficked, and I got away, when I broke free, I was RP'd by over 300 men, and when I broke free and he found me a year later, he ran me over, he reversed over me, he re-ran over me, and then he went and he pew-pewed me. And I was already a goner. Like I was done for. And I remember somebody saying, "Open your eyes." And my dad had passed away just a few years before that. And someone was like, because I was done. After that first run over, I was done. And I hear, "Open your eyes." And the second one, I hear, "Open your eyes." And then the third one was, "Open your eyes." Like it was like intense. "Open your eyes. You have to do it now." And so I opened my eyes and he had it right at my face. And as soon as I opened my eyes, it scared him. And when it scared him, he jumped back and his arm went down. So right when he fired, it went right there, and he got me right here. I don't know if you can see that or not, but with the I don't know what the thingy. Hold on, right there is where he got me. Um, because if not, um, that would have went right for my face, and I would have been a goner. So of course I had to get rushed off to the hospital, and everything was broke on me: my legs, my arms, my sternum, my back, my freaking neck. Everything was broke on me. The insides were blown out. My stomach was blown out. My intestine, or my liver, they had to take out a foot of my big intestine and rearrange everything. Part of my liver, it's spleen or pancreas, I can't remember, but they had to put a tube to my small intestine. They had to reconnect everything. I was in the hospital forever. I had to learn how to re-walk again. I had to learn how to put my spoon to my mouth. I couldn't do anything. I was in a wheelchair for almost 3 years. And they got him when I was trafficked. So when I got trafficked, I got kidnapped at a billiards, and my drink was roofied, and I woke up and I'm like, where are we going? And he was like, and then I fell back out. And I only knew him for 2 weeks. So thank you for the heart me. Thank you. Thank you for the heart me. I only knew him for 2 weeks. So, he took me to this wooden, house, and I'm like, what is going? At that point I was on hugs, and I'm like, give me my kit, and he's like, you don't have a kit anymore. And I was doing things intravenously, and I'm like, stop fucking around, give me my kit. He's like, no, you don't have a kit. So I try to leave, and that's when I realized that I caught the absolute biggest. Oh shit, I thought I had this on D&D. I'm sorry. I caught the biggest ass whooping of my life that night. Let me put this on D&D right quick. And I realized then that I would not be leaving. And so he brought in multiple men.
I feel awkward being up here alone. Nobody deserves to go through this, man. No, not my worst enemy. Not someone I hate. Nobody deserves to go through that. And it's so sad. It's so sad that I've fought off so many bad things, been made to feel like crap, and now I'm sitting here fighting cancer. And back in 2022, they gave me 3 years.
I'm back.
Until
Sorry.
about 4
I'm
months
back.
ago.
I'm back. Sorry, I'm back.
You're fine. I'm gonna share one more thing, and then I gotta get off of here because I'm going through it. Back in 2018, I used to go to this bar, and I'd always realized that after only one drink, I would start to get really drunk and blacked out, and I'm thinking to myself, like, wow, like what's going on? But it was because I was also getting roofied, and I ended up waking up 6 feet underground. They buried me alive. The people that did this to me found me, and they buried me alive.
Oh my God. And then how did you crawl your way out?
I have always had a GPS on me because I knew that one day that would happen. I knew one day something would happen and I would disappear. And to this day, I still do. I still carry an air tag with me everywhere I go. I'm actually going looking for the operation to get the GPS chip inside me.
Mm-hmm.
For that purpose alone.
Yeah, it goes
because,
like right behind your
like I said,
ear.
I can't escape this life. It's part of my family. I can't escape it. There's never going to be a moment of peace and me looking over my shoulder.
That's such a great idea, and it's such a small chip, and nobody would ever know.
Yeah, exactly.
Would you be, and I'm so intrigued in you, would you be interested in doing like segments, maybe like once a week?
I could probably do that. I could set some time aside. I
Yeah, where we
don't.
could just like talk like once a week and just talk about our issues and stuff like that.
Yeah, that'd be fine. I used to have counselors. I used to go to, the mental hospital for a week at a time, and they'd always try to drug me up and think that there was a good, just I was like stressing out or something, but they never really sat down to talk to me about why I felt the way I do and why I'm in the position I am. They just wanted to pump me full of drugs and take my money and then send me on my way. Like nobody cares. I've
Right.
blatantly told my counselor that I'm about to unalive myself and nothing was done. Like I've just been shown that people just don't give a flip, you know, because they give you that face to face and they tell you that. And then that's what I've been told my whole life, that I was
It's
nothing.
all about medicine. It's all they care about. It's
It
all
is.
big pharma, and they don't care about the patient. They just care about the money, and that's it.
Well, I was telling everybody back in 22 when I wrecked my car, they did like the CAT scans or CT scans or whatever it's called.
Hmm.
And they found that I had a tumor and it was a cancerous, and they gave me 3 years. And my last appointment is in January 20th, actually. So that's when I go back to see if the cancer has progressed or if it's not or what's going on. But that's officially my last appointment.
That's when
And
I found you. I found you. That's how I found you.
yeah,
I don't know how I found you. I feel like God puts people in people's paths just right when they need them. And I don't know how I came across you. Like you're not somebody that I would normally come across in my FYP or anything like that.
yeah.
And for whatever reason, you came across and
Oh,
I oh, there's the call. Is that the
yeah.
call?
That's
That's the
Kitty Boo Boo.
call.
Hi, Kitty Boo Boo.
Um
I'm on the live. Hold on. Just give me a minute.
um you're so I really honestly feel like God puts people in people's places right when they need them.
Hmm.
And that's when I saw you. That's when that's what brought me into you, and that's why I reached out to you. And so I'm gonna stay in touch with you. And
Oh,
I know you've got something to go to do with your girlfriend,
yeah.
and I
She's not
know
having a good
because
time. I gotta go. I'm
yeah,
sorry.
I know. Okay,
Yeah.
bye.
Bye.
Thank you so much for your time. Okay. So, for anybody else who is new on here who hasn't heard my story, I will tell my story now. First of all, can we just talk about how amazing he is? He is amazing. And to go through what he's gone through, I know he is. And it's so weird because I don't run across people like that on my FYP at all. And I don't even think it was in my FYP. I think I was scrolling through something, and then I was going down like a rabbit hole of something, and then I saw him, and I clicked on it. He only had one video up. There was only one video of him up at the time. No, there was two. There was two videos of him up at the time, and I clicked on it for some reason. And usually I don't do that, but I did for some reason. And the first one, I was like, oh. Um, and then the second one, I was just like, oh my God. Yes. Mike, you may absolutely come up. I'm going to tell my story, and then you are more than welcome to come up and tell your story, okay? Um, because I want everybody to hear your story as well. And everybody else who is part of a SA or a DV or I can't sit back and be muted. You can't sit back and be muted. What are you talking about? You can't sit back and be muted. Okay.
Hey, Gigi.
Hey.
No, I just meant I can sit back and be muted while you're telling your story. I could be in a little box. You know what I mean?
Oh.
That's
Okay.
what I meant. Hmm.
Okay. Do you want to tell your? Go ahead and tell your story while you're up here.
Well, I don't have anything to tell about DV or SA, so that's more important right now.
Well,
So,
no, nothing. No story is more important than another.
well, basically, I'm dealing with liver cirrhosis, caused by fatty liver disease. And, I've been looking for a donor now for over a year. And I went through a lot of bullying on this app when all I was doing was trying to look for a donor using social media. And a bunch of people just started hating on me, saying I was scamming my illness and I didn't actually get on the list. And I have all the proof of that, which I posted, but nobody
Hi,
seemed to
Rhonda.
care. And basically they said I was scamming money out of people. Insurance pays for it, but insurance doesn't pay for hotel rooms or airfare. And basically all my donations stopped. I got blocked by so many people I thought who were friends, and they turned out to be just backstabbers. And
Yeah.
today I actually got called a quote dead man unquote by one of these people. So I don't know if now I'm not faking my disease, so therefore that's just a really bitchy thing to say, or if that's a threat. I'm not sure which way to take it,
Well, and see, that's
you
the
know?
problem is that, you come on here and you tell your story, your real story, and you get close to people and people that you think that, are friends to you, and then they turn around and backstab you. Like those people that backstabbed you were people that you at one point, really, 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 you just blocked football head.
Yeah, yeah, because she's a traitor. I saw her on the other live talking about you. So she's gone. As
Good.
long as I'm in this room, she will not come in here.
Yeah,
So,
because I'm glad you did that because I felt like she would be streaming in here.
yeah, she most likely was. So she's gone and she'll never come back in if I'm in here.
Good.
So, if you other mods, Renee and be the challenge. I'm sorry, I can't say your name, but what is her name? Be the challenge.
I can't figure it out either.
Well, anyway, be the challenge. Just watch out for Football Head because she used to be a mod and now she's over in Dora's live and talking shit about Gigi, and that's not going well with me. So, no, thank
Be
you
the
for that.
change. Listen.
You know. So, yeah. So that's basically
Oh,
it. I
be the
mean,
change. You were talking about be the change. No, I
yeah,
call
be
her
the
Wish.
change.
I thought
What?
you were talking about this other person that I didn't know was in here or not. I thought it was like Moto. It was like
Oh, okay.
Moti or something.
Wish.
I was like,
Yeah,
I can't
I
figure
see
out that one
Wish.
either, but I just call her Wish.
Yeah, I see Wish. She said, "Call me Wish." Sorry,
Yeah,
Wish.
Wish. I thought you were talking about the Moti person. I was like, I can't figure it out either. I just call her Moti.
Oh, okay.
But yeah,
No.
that's Wish.
Yeah, okay. The only reason I'm not on camera is because I'm
Like,
driving and I don't want to get you violated. So,
well,
I
just
don't want
saying
to
that.
do that. No, I mean, I'm not driving. I'm sitting in my car, so they're gonna think that I'm driving.
Oh
So,
no, I've sat in my
yeah,
car plenty of times and they don't think I'm
yeah.
drunk. But as long as they don't hear it. But
Well,
anyway, go ahead, please.
let me just show because that they'll know for a fact that I'm not. Hold on. There I am. See, I'm not driving anywhere. So, but the whole thing with TikTok is, it's in my opinion, it's an evil app because you think these people are your friends, but they're not your friends. You could trust people all the way up and down, and then they stab you right in the back. And people who are actively unaliving, like myself, without a transplant, are victims of these people. And they've actually turned out to have active warrants on them when we did the research, and they've turned out to be faking patient advocacy when all they have in their link tree is Cash App, Venmo, GoFundMe. One of them says they're homeless, but they're not homeless because I gave them money so they could move. So I know she's not homeless. So I know that's a lie. You know what I mean? And they don't care.
Right.
Like TikTok doesn't care at all. I mean, I said to TikTok, when someone comes to my house now, because I've been doxxed, go
Me
ahead and,
too.
if someone hurts me, then I'll have all the screenshots of how much you helped me, with absolutely
Right.
nothing. It's all AI bots at this point, you know?
Right.
So, I mean, that's really all. I mean, that's my whole
Can you
story. I
talk
mean,
more
in a
about your
nutshell.
liver? Because all he needs, and I want to actually try to donate a part of my liver. I don't know if it's going to be good enough because part of it was shot out, but all he needs is a piece of somebody's
Yeah.
liver, because a
Yeah, just a
piece of
piece.
somebody's liver will grab onto his bad liver and it'll turn it into a good liver.
Correct. And also, they have had no deaths of a donor in over 5,000 surgeries, and the liver will grow back to about 80% of its regular size within 6 to 8 weeks, and then fully regrown to 100% within a year. So, really, the only thing the donor goes through is about a year of being tired. So, yeah, exactly, Renee. It'll regrow. So,
Mm-hmm.
and it's been a rough patch because I got a lot of swelling in my legs, so my knees are buckling. I used to have to get these procedures where they would drain fluid out of my abdomen, and that's called ascites. And I have varices, but luckily they have not burst. That's like little varicose veins in the bottom of your stomach where they will burst and you'll start vomiting the red stuff. You know what I mean? And at that point, you turn yellow because your liver's in active failure. And that's it at that point, you know? So that's,
So anybody, I mean, he's got a thing up in his link tree that if anybody, I want to try to. I mean, I would love to try. I'm gonna try. I just don't know because part of mine's been shut off. But if it regrows, then my liver has probably already regrown back, so
hmm
I should be okay. But
yeah,
we
it
have to
should
be
grow
a
back.
certain blood type, right?
Yeah, you have to be either A negative, because that's my blood type, or you have to be the universal donor, which is O negative. So,
So I think
I,
I'm A negative.
so if you're A negative, you're a perfect match,
Yeah.
basically. Yeah.
And see what
But
he was doing was he was doing a GoFundMe because if you think about see Renee's an O negative, so she would be a perfect match too. But he was doing a GoFundMe, and because if you think about it, like, there's air flight. He lives in New York. I live in Florida. For instance, let's
hmm
just say if I were to do it, okay. Now Mike and I know each other, and he's my future husband. So don't even be looking at him, girls. Just saying. But
I look like shit tonight, but
but just for instance for me, like I live in Florida, so I would have to fly there, right?
hmm
And then I would have to my insurance or his insurance, I don't know who would
my
cover it,
insurance, my
would have to
insurance
cover
covers
all
everything.
the blood work and all that jazz. And then I would have to go into surgery and then post op and then a hotel for somebody who I would stay with him, but like anybody else would need like a hotel and then like, money for food or like
Right.
an Uber, like once you feel better. I mean, you're probably going to lay up in the hotel for a while because you're going to feel like poop. But if you need an Uber just to get out because you have cabin fever or something, just to get out to go get something to eat or something. I've had cancer. I can't donate. Okay.
Well,
But
thanks for thinking about Renee. I really appreciate you thinking about
I
it.
really want to try it just because, but that's why he had to go fund me up, and that's why he was catching so much heat because people were like, "You have a GoFundMe up, but but that's necessary. That's
Right.
very necessary because people don't take into
Hey,
consideration
Zongo.
all all of the uh all of the expenses that go into it and then to after it. And then you have to fly there, fly home, and then the medicines, like there's a lot that goes into it. It's a major surgery,
Yeah, and
the recoup after.
people say that my insurance pays for everything. They do pay for the medical stuff. That's absolutely correct. They'll pay for the surgery. They'll pay for any aftercare you need. That's why I want the person to be near the hospital. You know what I mean? In New York City. I want them to be very close to the hospital if there's a problem. And I was being very conservative with what I was asking for. Let's see if I can approve this comment while I'm in. Yeah, I
I'll
can.
do it. I got it. I
I got
approved
it.
it.
I already got it. Anyway,
I got it at first. I got it first. I'm kidding.
that's okay, Zongo. You can get a test if you fill out the form on my link tree. They go through all that with you. But you can also just ask your doctor to do that, and they'll type you. It's weird that they don't just have that on record, but for some reason, nobody really knows their blood type.
Is
Half
it
the
on your
people in the
birth
world.
certificate?
I don't think so, believe it or not. No.
I thought it might be.
Yeah. But anyway, yeah, I mean, I was being very conservative with the amount I was asking for. I was asking for like 12,500, but if you think about like 300 a night for 6 to 8 weeks, that's like
That's amazing, Miss
16
Zongo.
how 16,000, you know? Thank you, Zongo. That's so nice of you. I really
That
do
is. And
appreciate it.
Renee said on my daughter's birth certificate the blood type is on it. That's what I thought. I
Oh,
thought the blood
okay.
types are on birth certificates, and I have no clue in the holy hell where my birth certificate is. But
Yeah.
I but that would be just so easy just to call up and ask your doctor what your blood type is. That'd be so
It would
easy.
be nice if they had that on file, right?
Right.
But they
Well,
don't.
they
But
should. They would have to. Your primary, right?
you would think so, but he didn't. He didn't know. They had to type me when I went through all the listing procedures. Then they found out what it was. It was A negative. And my mother's B positive, and my mother's also too old. You have to be 59 or younger, really 60 or younger. So the nurse I found who's willing to donate, she's 59 right now. And if they don't get on top of this right now, it will expire in May. So she's a Taurus just like me.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, it's just like all the things that they've been saying about me is just so untrue, and they don't know the difference between having a master's degree and having a license. I mean, I could pay to get my license back at any time, but um I'm disabled, so why would I pay for my license to be renewed, right?
Right,
So
because
it doesn't make
he's
any
a social
sense.
worker. He's a licensed social worker. I mean, he is
I'm
a
not
real. I mean, you
licensed. I'm
tell him.
inactive.
You
I'm
tell him.
inactive. I'm inactive, but I was a licensed social worker. But I'm allowed to call myself a master social worker because that's what my degree literally is in. You know what I mean? So it's like saying, oh, you can't call yourself a BA in psych. Well, yeah, you can, because that's what you got as your degree, you know? But, bottom line is I could pay for it to be reactivated just if I wanted to, but I'm not going to be practicing, so there's no point, you know. Because why pay all that extra money if I don't have it? Number one, and number two is just it's nothing to be used right now, you know. But
Yeah.
they make them sound so stupid. They make themselves sound so stupid, just not knowing the difference between those things. You know what I mean? And then calling me these things like, "Did I tell you about that Alpha Dom guy? You don't accept her rejection guy."
Uh-uh.
Well, he's like, well, he can't get a date or a transplant because of his garbage organs. I mean, who says that about a person? Even if you hate a person, you don't say things like that on a public
Well,
forum.
people are so rude. I mean, look at the hate that I get. People are just
Yeah,
disgustingly rude.
they're terrible. And I've been reporting everything, so they blocked this account, but they don't know about my others. So
I don't understand what Dora the Explorer, what she's got going on, but no matter what you freaking whatever you put in there, it always gets declined. And no matter what whatever she puts up, you'll put in to get reported and she wins the appeal every fucking time. I don't understand how it's possible.
well, you know what it is? You got to report it as deep fakes. It's misinformation, and then it's deep fakes because they're using your content. So therefore, it's a deep fake, and media, what is it called? Media um, reuse of media, something like that. So if they take your content and then bully you using it, that's what I put in as a report, and that's what I always get them on. Because even if they don't care about the harassment and bullying, they care about that they're using your content to bully you. Do you know what I
And
mean?
I put in so many reports about Dora, and it always comes back that it was no restriction.
Yeah, I got one on her, but I didn't get a removal. I just got a restriction. And that you know that they don't even tell you when you have a restriction, so it's not even that big of a deal. It doesn't annoy you. But all of a sudden your account will have a warning on it, and you'll be like, why do I have a warning? And then you'll check and it'll say, oh, all these videos are restricted, and you won't
Right.
know about it. So I
Yeah, I
just hope I
know.
get some strikes against these people and
Yep.
get them banned because they can't be doing this kind of shit, you know? It's not
I
right.
know. I
I
know.
mean, I gave up my account with 21,000 followers on it because I didn't want to sift through 21,000 people to find all the trolls. So I
Right.
just said, you know what? I'm just going to start over, you know? So it's a
It's a
shame.
little different for me because I have so much. I sell on. I mean, I have so much product from the TikTok shop coming through, so
I
it's a
know.
little different for me. But I do have prison.gg, and this is another thing. I have prison.gg where I'm going to tell stories about me being in prison and in jail, and what you go through when you're in jail and what happens in jail, and when you're in
Hmm.
prison, in federal prison, what happens, and what the COs do to you, and high spice and all this other shit. And somebody said on there, oh, just for her to come on and tell more lies. Like, why are people fucking thinking I'm like, why do people think I'm fucking lying? Like, get the fuck over yourself already. Jesus
Really, and who
Christ.
makes up
Hi,
this kind
Spice.
of shit? You know what I mean? And honestly, who would have the conversation you and I had, that I won't speak about, but who would have that kind of conversation who was only looking for gifts? You know what I
Right.
mean?
Right.
So I think almost we should tell everybody, but I'm not going to, but I'm just saying, like if that's all you wanted, then why would that happen? You know what I'm saying? It just doesn't make
Yeah.
sense. So,
Yeah.
yeah. But anyway,
Okay. So,
I'll drop
hello,
down and
Brett. Welcome back.
I'll let you down to tell your story. I'll go down.
Okay.
So,
And
okay.
then whoever else, I'll tell my story, and then whoever else wants to come up and tell their story about maybe a DV violence they were in or SA violence, I would love to hear it. for all the new people. I know the old people, not old people, but you know, the people who have been with me for a while, they've heard my story. But for the new people, so my story is, I had got myself into trouble. I originally gone to the hospital. I had intermittent intussusception, where it was your organs would go and they would collapse on each other. Do you have any goals? Well, I have the heart poofies up there. But that's just my goal right there is the heart poofies. If that's what you mean, if I have any goals, is the heart poofies. For right now. But anyway, I've got one of them. I think you actually sent it to me, actually. But yeah. And just if you guys can please tap on the screen, I'd really, really appreciate that. Thank you, Mike. Thank you. Thank you. If you guys could just tap on the screen, I would really, really appreciate that. Thank you, Mike. Thank you. So anyway, so, you know, I had gotten myself into trouble and, okay. Mike, that's enough. Stop for now. You're doing too much. Thank you. Oh, we're already at 50%. Holy shit. Thank you. Oh my gosh. We're already at 50%. Thank you. Okay, Mike, stop. You just keep going. Just listen. Just chill for a minute. Just chill for a minute. We'll get up there. I promise. We'll get up there. You don't have to do them all. You don't have to do them all. I promise. You don't have to do them all. You don't have to do them all. That was awesome. Thank you so much. Thank you. You don't have to do them all. That was so nice of you. But I appreciate you. I appreciate you so much. But you don't have to do them all. Somebody else might give me one or two. I don't know. We'll see. But hopefully we'll reach that goal. We need 9 more. But anyway, I had gotten myself into trouble, so I was in the hospital because I had intermittent intussusception, and I was in the hospital for a while, and they said there was nothing wrong with you, and I said there is something wrong with me, and I was in there for like 2 months, and they were giving me a 4 milligram of Zolota push and other stuff, and I said like they thought at one point I was just seeking, and the day they were actually going to let me go, because they said that basically I was in there seeking, I said, listen, I know my body. There is something wrong with my body. Okay. There's something wrong with my body. And, so they were like, okay, we're going to run one more test on you. Thank you, Spicy. Thank you. See, someone else did one. Thank you, Spice. They said, we'll run one more test on you. And I said, okay. And the test that they ran actually came back where it showed finally that my insides were going in and they were coming out and they were going in. So when I came out, they came in and they immediately rushed me off to surgery. They were like, okay, you have I don't know what the hell happened, what they said, but they were like, we have to immediately take you out to surgery right now. And I was like, I fucking knew it. Like, I tried to tell you guys thought I was in here seeking, and I fucking told you this entire time that something was wrong with me, and you guys didn't believe me. And on the day you guys were going to let me go home is, thank God, that test finally showed it, right? It was just like every test that they would run, my bowels and everything had already gone back. So what it was is like my bowels were collapsing on each other and then they would go back. So every test that they would run on me, my bowels were already like this. So that one last test that they ran on me, it showed where they had gone in. But it's something that only happens in babies. In fact, pictures of my surgery is in medical books because I am to my awareness, I am the only adult that it's ever happened to, because they said this does not happen in adults. This only happens in babies, not even children, babies. And they said this, we've never seen this happen for any in adults. So I'm actually in medical books for upcoming doctors to learn that it can actually happen in adults. So they had to go out and do like the whole bowel obstruction thing. And because I was in the hospital for so long, I got, addicted to the meds. And when they let me go on some prescriptions, but then that ran out. So I got a refill, and I was getting refills until they just couldn't refill them anymore. And then once they couldn't refill them anymore, I'm like, what am I going to do now? So I turned to the streets. And I was, and it's not, you're right, it's not my fault. It's not, the doctors 110% got me addicted. I did not get myself addicted at all. I wasn't born into, I was born into an amazing family, which, I was born into an Italian family where, we worked. My dad owned a bunch of restaurants. And he started off when he was 17 and worked his way up. And, I was born into a very predominant family. And so I wasn't born into a bad family, or I was born around any type of that. You know what I mean? And none of my other family members suffer with an addiction problem. But I got addicted because of the doctors, which I want to sue the hospital so bad. I've always wanted to, and I want to see if it's too late. I don't know if it's too late or not. I don't know, but it's something I want to look into. But anyway, and my mom was a nurse, and she was even talking to at the hospital I was at, and she was even talking to my doctor, Dr. Needleman. She was saying to him, "You're giving her too much medication. You're getting my daughter addicted." And he was like, "I've taken an oath, and she's in pain. She needs it." And she goes, "I don't doubt she's not in pain. I believe she's in pain, but you're giving her too much. She doesn't need that much." And he's like, "Well, when the amount that I give her, and she tells me it's not working for her, and it's not enough, I have to give her more." Well, what the problem is that it wasn't enough. It was that I was building a tolerance. So I was needing more. And remember, guys, to type in caps. Please remember to type in caps so I don't have to be like this the entire time like I was earlier. I just want to sit back for once. Yesterday when I had no mods, thank you so much, I was like this the entire freaking night. It sucks. Now, I had Wish, and that was it. And I was just like, oh, it was hard. I was like this the entire night. When I was done with my live, my back hurt so bad. And there was so many trolls in my live last night. I needed 17 roses, which was 17 cents, to complete my gift goal, right? 17 cents. It took me 2.5 hours to get 17 lives, to get 17 cents. How embarrassing is that? It took me 2.5 hours to get 17 cents. I sat on live yesterday for 8.5 hours, and I made $8.63. Because all of these trolls and everybody else has gotten into everybody's brains and said that none of this is true, even though I have all my fucking medical documentation. My eye itself feels great. It's just here. Oh, that hurt. It's here that hurts so bad. I have a doctor's appointment this week. where they're going to have to take a look-see. They're probably going to have to go have surgery on the optical nerve because I see 3. I see out of here just fine, which this is my left eye, but to you guys it probably looks like a right. And then this is my right eye, which probably looks like a left to you. I see 2 cotton balls. But the eye drops that they give me, they're milky eye drops, but when I cry them out, they come out yellow. So now I can see like an object now. It's still 2 cotton balls, but I can see like something that is green. I don't know what it is. Like I can just vaguely see something, and I think I know it's not that I think. I know it's green, but I don't know what it is. So it's still cotton ball-y. It's like looking through a cotton ball. So, but this week I'll probably end up having surgery. Because when I went last week to the doctor, they said if these eye drops don't do the trick, then we'll go to the next route. Okay, anyway. So anyway, I had gotten once the medication ran out, I ran to the streets, and I was going to the doctors and getting prescription pads. I was just taking them and writing my scripts myself. And then I was calling them in, and I got into trouble because this guy, Jamie Christensen, he freaking found out what I was doing. He was like, tell me what you're doing. I'm not fucking telling you what I'm doing. And he just thought that it was like a doctor's DEA number is the first letter is the second letter of the last name, and then the second letter is the first letter of the first name, and then there's a series of numbers. Well, I had all of these. Thank you, Spicy. I had all of the doctor's DEA numbers because I had their pads, because I was making up all these fake aliases. I had so I have 48 felonies. 38 of those 48 felonies are from the 38 aliases that I made. I had folders for everybody, and I made like a Sally Sue, and I knew that she went to this doctor, and this is her birthday, and this is her address, and this is her social. And I had Molly May, and this is, you get the gist. So I knew which people went to which doctors and what times, when their fill dates were and what they were getting. I also, the MRIs and the CAT scans and everything I kept in the folder, so everything was very organized. And so I knew who went to where and who went to what. And when I was calling in scripts, I knew whose fill date was next, because I knew I had on a piece of paper, wrote down like, okay, next person, Trisha is filling next tomorrow. So I would call in her script, and I would call in and I would say, hey, is Trisha's script ready? Did my doctor call it in yet? Is it ready? Trisha, da 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 da. And they would say, yeah, it's ready. Come on up. And I'd say, okay. I'd always go through the drive-through, and when I would go through the drive-through, if I'd say I'm here for Trisha's script, they would say okay, and they would either hand it to me, and I'd be like, cool, thanks, have a great day, or they would say, we need about 10 more minutes, it's almost ready. Then I knew then I had to leave, because I had already called up there and they said it was ready. And so when I got up there and they tell me that they need about 10 more minutes, I know that's go time, because they're calling the police because they found out it's a bad script. So I would leave. There had been a few times where I have been pulling out right when the police were pulling in, but they didn't know it was me. So that had happened. There was another time where they had a police officer actually in there wearing a jacket so they could get a photo of me. I remember that because I saw his badge, and I was like, and as soon as I saw his badge, I drove off. Like, I was so scared. I was like, shit. I can't believe they had a dog. I mean, that's smart. That was smart. They had a police officer wearing a coat, a pharmacist coat, but I saw his badge, so I just pulled it off. And then another time, they were like, "Yep, it's ready." And that was the time that the guy was there with the badge because the police were already there, where they handed it through to me, and I was like, "Cool," but I'd already seen his badge, so I was ready to pull off. But they had already given me the medicine, so I was like, "Okay, maybe they just wanted to get a photo of my face." But then they were right behind me, and I was like, shit. But I was like, I didn't give a fuck because I still had my pills. So, like, as I'm driving, there was a ramp right there. I opened them up just so I could chuck them all back because I knew I was about to go to jail. I opened them up, and they were M&Ms. They were motherfucking M&Ms. They weren't even the pills. They were M&Ms. So, but at that point, it was just pretty much like a chase. And I got away, thank God. But anyway, Jamie Christensen got caught with calling in those scripts, and he bitched up, and because they knew somebody was out there doing those scripts, but they couldn't figure out who it was. And he bitched up, and so he got less of a sentence. He got like probation because he turned me in. And I remember I was sitting in my apartment, and they like kicked in my door, and I'm like, rude. You could have just knocked and I would have allowed you in. And then they just start like rummaging through my house. And I'm like, again, rude. You can ask me where the shit is and I will tell you exactly where everything is. You don't have to like rummage through my house like a crazy person. Like, just ask me where it is. I'll tell you where everything is. So I just brought him the box of files because I knew I was already caught. So I brought him out this big ass box that I kept everybody's files in and everybody's scripts and receipts and all that shit. And I went to jail, and I've been to jail so many different times, and that's the talks that we'll have over on that page. But I was cool because the jail that I went to, which was Marysville jail, the medications that you're prescribed to with, you get to keep. And the cool thing about it is they don't use your medicine, so they keep your medicine in your property, but they use the medicine that's in their little pool table, right? So I was getting medicated from their little trolley thingy, right? So when I got out of jail, when I bonded out, because it's so much easier to fight a case out than when you're in. So when I bonded out, first of all, I still had all my meds. So when my mom came to pick me up, I was like, I just have to go to the bathroom right quick. And I go to the bathroom and I freaking down 12 bars and I'm already nodded in the car. My mom was like, are you fucking serious? Like, she was so pissed off at me. She was like, I just bonded you out and you're already nodded. Like, what the fuck? I was a true addict. I was a true fucking addict. I didn't care. Jail's never scared me. Jail has never scared me. I've never been scared to rock like a jumpsuit. It doesn't fucking scare me. I've been to jail so many fucking times, and that's bad to say, but it's a fucking break to me. I'm like, shit. I play cards all day. I'm the queen at spades. Nobody can beat me. I always have a store. I've always been held down through all my jail stays. So, and I've always had a store. So I'd always like charge somebody. If somebody wanted something, I'd always charge them, that you want a honey bun, then you have to give me 2 on commissary day, like, so, but we'll talk, that's prison stories. But anyway, so when I went to jail for that, I got sentenced to 3 years and in probation afterwards, and then federal after that. So I did my 3 years in Marysville, and then the day that I got out of Marysville, I got dressed out, and the federales were there to pick me up to take me out to the federal prison. So again, that'll be for prison stories. But when I finally got out, I was out on parole, and they gave me a week to get my shit together. Like my because I got paroled to my mom. My mom now is a traveling nurse, where she was a nurse at Ohio State. Um, you know what really sucks is there's 5 subscribers in here, and we have 53, and all of the like 40 whatever are people that used to support me. Doesn't that suck? Does that hurt? That hurts my feelings a lot. That really hurts me that the trolls have gotten to them so bad that they no longer support me. How terrible is that? That really hurts me. That hurts my heart. It really truly does. But anyway, so sorry, that just really bothers me. It really does. It really, because I'm such a good person, and it really sucks for someone to deflame my character, and they have no, they just, it's like a whole bunch of mean girls. It's like as soon as somebody jumps on a mean girl train, they all jump on the mean girl train, and they just start assuming and assuming and assuming and assuming and assuming and assuming. And they're like, how can, and whatever. But anyway, so they gave me like a week to get my affairs in order. And remember, guys, don't stop tapping. Please don't stop tapping. We gotta keep tapping. Please tap. If you can. I really, really appreciate that. We are 7 away from our goal. We need 7 more hearts for our goal. So please keep tapping if you can. I know there's only 5 of us in here, but we are 5 and mighty, right? We are 5 and mighty. So anyway, after I did my time, thank you, Spice. I appreciate you. After I did my time, so I had a week to get my affairs in order. My mom was a traveling nurse at this time, and she lived in Houston, so I had to get my parole officer to get everything signed off into Houston. I now got to Houston. I had a great face on the street, so when I got out, everyone was like, "Ooh, Gigi's out, yeah, da da da." And there was somebody who was like, "Can you get me a Kia of, and I'm like, "Yeah, of course I can." That was never my DOC, so fucking, I could not do that. But I'm like, "Yeah, of course I can." And so I went and got I got flour, and I got some cornstarch to brick that shit up. Put it with some water. I got lidocaine to numb it, and then I got a little bit of the real shit to put on it. So when they tested the top of it, when they put it in the pack, it tested blue. So it tested real until they broke that freaking brick open and realized it was nothing but cornstarch and flour. Which I knew I had to leave right then and there. But I had got a shit ton of weight of boy, which was my DOC. And I went to the GNC, and I took the GNC capsules, and I took all the vitamins out, and I put the boy inside the capsules, and put them back in the GNC bottles, and I put them in my suitcases. I had some shoved up inside me because I was going to need some on the plane for when I was traveling, so I wouldn't be sick. I was scared as fuck. I'm not even gonna lie, because that was my first time traveling with a whole bunch of weight, but it was cool. Believe it or not, from Bone Thugs and Harmony, Brian Busybone is actually my cousin, and he took me to the airport, and so fucking upset with him, dude. I'm like, he came in a red furry, like a red fur all the way down to your freaking feet fur coat. And I'm like, could you be more flashy? I've got so much weight in my packages and inside me. Could you have come to take me to the airport any flashier? Like, seriously, could you have drawn any more attention to yourself and us? The fuck? I was so mad. I'm like, Brian, I'm like, dude, why couldn't you just like wear some sweatpants and a sweat? Like, you are ridiculous. You are literally ridiculous. Not the red fur coat. Yes, girl. Yes, the red fur coat. Yes, the red. Long too, all the way down. And like flashy to flashiness, okay? And so anyway, I got through, thank God, and I get there, and right where my mom's apartments were across from a billiards, and where the billiards were, there, I went over there with a bunch of weight because I was making, how to make money and shit. So I met this guy, and he was like, "What do you want?" And I'm like, "What do you need?" And he was like, "No, like, what do you want?" And I'm like, "What do you need?" You see, every time I put lipstick on or chapstick, I don't know if it's like when it dries or what. It does it every time. I don't know if it's like dries up and then it like, see? Look, watch. I get like from it drying up or something. It's so weird. It doesn't breathe. What doesn't breathe? My chapstick? But anyway, so I'm like, so I get there. I'm like, well, what do you need? He was like, no, what do you want? And I'm like, what do you need? Like, what are we doing here? We're going back and forth. Well, basically what it was is he was selling white. He was selling girl. And I had boy. So I'm like, well, what do you have? He's like, I got girl. And I'm like, okay, well, I have boy. So what's the problem? Like, we're selling two different things. What's the issue here? And I'm like, if we just, team up together, we can bang together. Do you see how that works? Like, why do I have to like not be over here when we don't have the same thing, when we can just team up and make money together? And he was like, yeah, right. So we did for like 2 weeks. And that's as long as I knew him. Because I didn't know him. And so he used to always say, treat yourself, don't cheat yourself. When like, because before he was like grooming me for those 2 weeks that I did know him, he would take me out to dinner. He would get these really nice hotels for us to go to. He would like buy me things, and he'd always be like, just treat yourself, don't cheat yourself. So I'm like, I don't want to get something that expensive, and I wasn't ever used to anybody buying things like that expensive for me anyway. Like I always got shit for myself, like if I wanted something, I would get something for myself. And but he was basically like just grooming me into him being a good guy, so I trusted him. And one night I wake up and I'm like really, really groggy, and I'm like, where are we at? I'm in his car, and then I go back out, and then I wake up again, and I'm like, where are we at? And we were in like a cabin, and the windows had like 4x4s on it with like these bolts, okay? And there was cameras everywhere. Now this was back in the day when there wasn't like TikTok or Facebook or all this shit. It was called snuff, which was like a fetish type thing, and it was streamed. So everything was live streamed on the black web, okay? Everything was live streamed on the black web. And I had to be undressed, and that's when he brought the first Johns in. And I the first time I tried to leave, I knew then I was never going to leave because I caught the worst ass beating of my life. And I knew then that leaving was not an option for me. And so he would give me tons of triple stacks. And if that tells you how long it was ago, because those things, I don't even know if those things exist anymore. And he would bring in tons and tons of Johns, and a lot of them were like businessmen, because they were married and they had wives or girlfriends, and they didn't want to hurt them. They didn't want to hurt their girlfriends or their wives, but they had this rage of sexual fetish inside of them that they needed to reprieve out. Yeah. And it was like the busiest times were like at like 5, 6, 7 in the morning. Deep-seated rage. Yeah, like a deep-seated rage. So like the busiest times were like 6, 7, 8 in the morning, like right before they would have to go to work or whatever, so they could get their nut off, I guess. And then after that, it would be all day long. He would bring in Johns all day long. Now, there was cameras everywhere. There was cameras in the living room, dining room, the bathroom, shower, everything, okay? There was cameras everywhere. So you paid for a subscription, and he was a hacker. Lee was a hacker. You paid for a subscription, and in the subscription, you could tune in no matter what time of the day, 2:00 in the morning or 2:00 in the afternoon. You could tune in any time of the day. It was a monthly subscription, and watch what was going on with me. Would you say that's hatred of women? That's what, I don't know. I think it's honestly a fetish. There is, because I looked into it, and it's honestly a fetish. I don't think it's a hatred of women. I think it's just a fetish. And obviously, it can't be, I don't think it might be a hatred towards women, because if it would, they would have done it to their wife or to their loved ones. I think it's just something inside of them that they need to get out. I think is what I think. All right, make sure we are tapping the screen, you guys. Please, please, please. And we need 7 more hearts to make our goal. We have 7 more hearts to make our goal. We can do it. I believe in us. I believe in us. We got 7 more. There's 6 people in here. I believe in us. We need 7 more heart me's, or those little hearts with the blue thingies that are up there. So yeah, let me pin that there so you guys can see it. Okay. So anyway, like I said, there was cameras everywhere. And it was a subscription. So, I was RP'd by at least 300 men. And, the worst one was when he brought in the 17 men, and they RP'd me so bad. And his rule was never my face, because he never wanted anybody to ever touch my face, because my face is what he needed to put on to the website. The 17 men, it lasted 8 hours, and they were gang RPing me bad. And they, they were put, obviously have 3 holes. So they were going from behind as I was sitting on top of another one. And then I was having, like a wang in my mouth, and they thought it was funny to like choke me with it. They would have it like so far down the back of my throat that I was like choking on it, to where I was literally like shivering, which would basically make me shiver on the guy's thing, which would again make me shiver on the back guy's thing. Okay. They were making me give oral to a pew-pew, which knocked out some of my teeth here. I had to get my teeth fixed, but it knocked out some of my teeth. They did such horrible things to me. They slammed me up against a sink and they were slamming it through me back ways, just slamming it as hard as they possibly could. They threw me on the ground. They would make me have they were putting their thingies down my throat as they were slamming me through the back, also through the V. And it was for 8 whole hours it lasted. It was awful. I don't know if they paid him extra or if they just didn't care, but they were taking turns with my face, like punching me. They were choking me like this. They were to where I would almost pass out as they were doing me. I was almost passing out because they were throat fucking me basically. They would have me like in a circle, and I had so much missing hair because they were pulling my hair out, that they would pull my head all the way back, like like carnivals where they stick like those long, I don't know if I can say it on here, like those long sharp things that they go all the way down your throat. So they would like pull my head back like in a circle, and they would stand over me like they were like on top of me, like standing over me and like dropping down on me like a tea bag almost, and putting it all the way in there to where I was choking. I couldn't breathe. I was choking, and like tears are coming down my eyes. And I had to go to like my happy place, because I would just go into a field of nothing but like greenery. It was all grass. There was like white flowers. I smelled fresh cut grass. There was like butterflies, and I was just like twirling around in a white dress that I had on, and I was just running back and forth through the field. And that's where I had to go, why this was happening to me, because if I didn't go there, I felt every feeling that was happening. So I had to go to this field, and that's where I was. And I was just going in back in this field, and I was just taking in the sunlight and smelling the fresh cut grass, and just looking at the flowers, and just not, that's the only way I could get through what was happening to me. They were they were standing over me, and they were flicking their things all over my face and flicking it all over my everywhere. They were putting their fluids in my eyes like eye drops. They were their fluids were all in my mouth. Oh my God, I feel like I'm gonna throw up. They would all put all their fluids all in my mouth, and then they would like close my mouth to make me swallow it. Oh, it was so disgusting. Oh, it was so awful. It was so awful. And there was so much trauma done that I had so much red stuff, blood, coming out. I'm frozen. Am I froze? Am I froze for anybody else? Christine, thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. All right, we need 6 more. 6 more. We are almost there. We are almost there. 6 more heart me's. Thank you so much, Christine. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. So they were like, so anyway, so I had so much red stuff coming down my legs. It was like so much because I had so much trauma from all 17 men of them doing this to me for 8 hours long. It was running down through my toes and between my toes. It was running down the back of me from behind. It was running down my mouth because they had broken out my teeth. My nose because they had, like I said, they were going at my face. My eyes were so puffed out that they were purple and black. Miss Rogue, thank you so much. Thank you. We got 5 more to go and we've hit our goal. Thank you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. We're at 80%. Thank you, Miss Rogue. Thank you. Woohoo! We are almost there. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you again. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. And another one. Thank you so much. Thank you. One more. Oh, we hit it. Thank you so, so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I appreciate you so much. Thank you. Thank you so much. Oh, I was like, how did she get in here? She is not a subscriber, but it just says invite. Thank you so much. That was so sweet of you. Thank you so, so much. That was so sweet of you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. When we'll do, let's do these little guys. They're only 10 cents. They're friendships. They're friendships. Friendship necklaces. You love my shirt? Thank you. I love anything sparkly. If you were to look at my closet right now, my closet is all sparkles and cheetah. Everything is cheetah and sparkles for the most part. I mean, I have a lot of other clothes that are not, but like my good clothes that I don't like to wear a lot are like sparkles and like cheetah. But I have a lot of my clothes are cheetah and a lot of my clothes are sparkles. But I have other clothes that aren't. But I have pants to match this, but that's that ball. So I wear the pants with a different shirt, so I don't look like cold. I even have disco ball earrings that I made. Okay, Christine, thank you for the friendship. Thank you. So can you imagine if I wore this shirt with those pants and the disco ball earrings? I would be a whole disco ball. I would be a whole disco ball. Christine, thank you so. Oh my gosh, thank you. Thank you so much. We're already at 7. Wow, thank you so much. That is so sweet of you. Thank you. That is so sweet of you. Thank you so much. What? Look, we're up halfway there already. What? Thank you so much. Thank you, Ms. Zongo. Thank you. Thank you. With a blingy cup, right? Yeah, exactly. With a blingy cup. Exactly. Thank you, Ms. Zongo. Thank you. Thank you so, so much. Oh, 4 more and we're there. Yes! Thank you. Thank you so much. All right. So, all right. I gotta get to this and I gotta keep setting these goals. So I'm gonna put, all right, just because I'm throwing this out in the universe, okay, I'm gonna throw it out in the universe. You guys know how bad I want a Christmas one, but I know more than likely I will not get this, and that's okay if I don't. But I really want a Christmas one so bad. I really want a Christmas one so bad. So bad. But they made the Christmas one so expensive. They really did. They really made the Christmas one so expensive. I'm trying to see, all the Christmas ones are so expensive. I wish they would have made like a cheaper Christmas one. You know what I mean? Like a cheaper Christmas one. But all of them, they're all super expensive. The dragon flame. Oh my god, I'd flip my fucking fuck out if there was a dragon flame. Alright, well, let's just do... I guess we won't do any Christmas ones because they're too expensive. Oh, that one's beautiful. Let's do the butterflies. And we'll just do 10. Those are gorgeous. They put butterflies all around. I got one from Heather, and it was fucking from Kuromi, and it was freaking beautiful. It was gorgeous. There was butterflies like flying all around me. It was so beautiful. Okay. So anyway, I was sitting in, like I said, they had me like a lot of my hair was like pulled out, but they pulled my hair down like this, and they would stand over me like almost teabagging me, and like they would sit their thing like all the way down me, and it would like choke me, and like tears would come out, and I couldn't hardly even breathe because I had to like breathe through my nose even though it was like coming down through here. And it was like almost like those things that you do at the circuses where they put, thank you, hey Jen, thank you for the heart me, thank you. Where, you know, like at circuses where they put those long sharp things down to see how far it'll go. That's like pretty much what they were doing. Okay. Oh my God, I got a Christmas tree. Thank you so much. I really wanted a Christmas one too. Thank you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much. Hey, Jen, thank you. That was so sweet of you. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. That was so sweet of you. Thank you. So, when I came out, so they all did that. All 17 of them did that to me because they all thought it was funny. And then they were slapping me in the face with it. I was covered. I was covered with fluids, just covered with fluids. So when it was all done, I tried to walk out and I fell. I fell down. I could not walk out because of all the trauma that had just happened. That I had so much red stuff running down the back, so much red stuff running down the front, going through my toes, so much red stuff going down my face, my nostrils, my face, like I said, my eyeballs were all poofy. The whites in my eyes were all red because all the blood vessels had been broken out. Pieces of my hair were missing, and then I tried to walk out and I completely fell because right before they left, they lit a firecracker up inside of me. Thank God that the firecracker has a string on it, like a tampon, because I was able to pull the firecracker out like a tampon quickly. It still did burn the insides of me. But if you've ever had like a burn before, your skin will try to protect your skin by putting like water or like some kind of like water or something over that burn, like that raw skin. It'll be like some kind of like water with like skin over it to try to protect that burn. So I had those boils on the inside of my V, and he made so much money on that 8-hour marathon of the gang RP. It was unbelievable because they did things and those videos are still circulating, unfortunately, on the dark web. They're still out there. If I ever saw one of those videos, I don't know. I don't know. Jesus. If any of these trolls were to ever go as far as to find one of these videos, I would be beside myself. That would be the most cruel thing they could possibly ever do to a human being. And they have no, and I know there's a few people in here right now that have already turned on me. They're just in here. I know that. I know. And I know exactly who they are. And you know exactly who you are too. That who's in here right now, who's already turned on me. That have believed the scammers and the bullies. And even though I've never scammed anybody, I don't ask for money for anything. I do not ask for money. I do not put my Cash App up, my PayPal up. I don't do anything like that. One time I put my PayPal up. Somebody asked me to put my Cash App up because it was my birthday. And they said they wanted to give me a birthday present. I said, I don't feel comfortable doing that. I don't feel comfortable doing that. And they were like, oh, I just want to give you a birthday present. So I put it up there. And I said I didn't feel comfortable. They didn't give me a birthday present. So I scrolled it out in 5 minutes. And then the other time was during Hurricane Milton. And the person that actually told me to put my my Cash App up, Ames, was the one that was talking cash shit about me on one of those lives that they hold about me. She's the one that told me to put it up there. And she's the one, and I even said, I was like, I don't feel comfortable putting my Cash App up here. I just don't. That's not what I'm about. I'm here for awareness. And she was like, well, people can help you, you know, da, 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 da. I just don't. I put it up there for 5 minutes and I didn't feel comfortable. I said, this is not what I do. This is not what I'm here for. And I scrolled it out. I do not put my PayPal up there. I do not put my Cash App up there. I don't put my Venmo up there because I'm not here to take money from anybody. I put gifts up there because the gifts that I use, the money that I make from my gifts is what I use to help for the homeless. And because of all of these people coming out and saying that I'm lying about everything just because I do not have to prove you shit. But since there's so many detectives, you guys can easily look and see where I was RP'd by all these people, because if you look on the documents, you'll see my name and said person's name where they RP'd me. So who's lying? Not me, okay? Since you all are detectives. And I know exactly the few people that are in here right now who have turned on me, that are in here. And you know who you are too. But we'll leave it at that. Moving on. So you've never even denied the bad stuff, so why would you make it up? Exactly. And not only that, but the thing is they say that I lie because I have such graphic content. Well, the reason why I have such graphic content is because I lived it. This is not shit you see in the movies. This is not shit you see in like YouTube or TikTok. This is not the stuff that you can actually hear and see unless you hear it from a real victim. So that's why they're like, you're lying because you say it so, you're so descriptive about it. Because I fucking lived it. I lived every fucking piece of that. So I know every fucking piece of that. I've had so many people in my inbox saying that they wanted to share their story, but they won't because of the way that I have been treated. There's literally someone in here right now. I'm not going to call them out. I'm not going to call them out because they know who they are. They know who they are. That has already listened to, who's already got, and they've got them in their head. They've already got them in their head. They've already listened to the bullies, and they've already listened to the scammers, and they take, and another thing is with my sister, that I haven't spoken to in 25 years. She's trying to tell me this didn't happen to me. How do you know? We haven't talked in 25 years. We haven't talked since we were 20. How would you know? How would you know? We haven't talked since we were 20 years old. Not for nothing, but you have your children around a 3-time convicted unaliver. He got out because of COVID. And her husband's sister was taking churches into male's prison, and she ended up forming a relationship with an inmate in there who unalived 3 people. But because of COVID, and there was like so much, it was like populated, there was like too many people. Some people that had spent so much time in there, they let them leave, which he was one of them. So, yeah, they got married in prison. So at Christmas time, there's pictures of her children that have their arms around this 3-time convicted unaliver, even though I was never allowed to be part of the family because I was a convicted felon. But I was just hurting myself. Yes, I was hurting my family because it was hurting them to see me like that, but I wasn't unaliving anybody, right? But they were allowed to they were allowed to spend time with a 3-time unaliver. And it's really pissing me off seeing the 2 people that are in here that have already turned on me, and they're sitting in here right now listening to me, probably streaming me to give to the trolls, because I know the 2 people that are sitting in here right now that have gone against me. And the 2 people that I know, if I see this up on any page, I already know who you are. I know who you are. And you know who you are. You know who you are. Okay, we'll leave it at that. Anyway, moving on. So, what do we have up there? We have the butterflies up there. Okay, so we have butterflies up there as a gift goal. If we can grab any of those, and if we can't, it's okay. Again, we do not have to gift in this live. If you want to gift, you are more than welcome to. If you don't want to, I'm still going to sit here and I'm going to talk, okay? All right. So let's keep that going. Everyone's like, oh, you have to gift to be in her live. I've always said, you do not have to gift. You do not have to gift. I am going to be talking regardless. They can leave. They need to leave. Oh, they won't leave. They won't leave. Nope. They'll be in here. They're going to be streaming so they can take it over to the bullies. Yeah. They'll be streaming so they can take it over to the bullies. But I see you. And I know who you are. So anyway, I just can't believe they've allowed people that don't have facts to get into somebody's head like that, when I actually have the facts. I actually have the paperwork. I actually have everything that's happened to me. They have nothing but a Mean Girls Club of making shit up and making assumptions. That's what they have. They have assumptions and a Mean Girls Club. I have facts. Whatever. Moving on. So I was never allotted. I was never allowed to wear clothes. He did allow me to wear a t-shirt 4 times. One time was one of the times when it came out of the 17, because the insides were burnt so bad, but I still had to work because I was in so much pain, and he knew I was in so much pain because I had boils. I had burn boils on the inside of my V, and they were extremely painful. So he did allow me to wear a t-shirt but I still had to perform. And when I had to perform, I had to take the t-shirt off, obviously. And I still had to perform through the mouth and through the back end, just not through the V, which was still extremely painful because I had just gone through a 17 bang for 8 hours. And then the next day, you bring in people again to go through the mouth and the back way, where I was still extremely sore, so sore that when they were done, the back end was still red stuff because I was not healed at all. Okay, so then 5 days later, I have to go to a bachelor party. This is the one and only time that I was ever able to leave that cabin. I was sedated. I get into the car, and I didn't know where I was going. Like I said, I was sedated. We had to do a bachelor party, and because he didn't have cameras there, he had to film everything so he could upload it on. And so he sat on the chair while it happened, and there was 5 men there, and I had to sit on, like a guy, and it was pretty much like the same thing where I would sit on a guy, and one of the guys would like pull me up and push me down and pull me up and push me down. And I remember when the first guy entered me, it was the most excruciating pain because every single boil that I had inside of my V from that firecracker popped. So it was now raw skin. So it was like sandpaper. It was like sandpaper on that raw skin. So it was bleeding because it was sandpaper, and there was 5 men that I had to get through. And again, it was just like they were pulling me up and pushing me down, pulling me up and pushing me down, pulling me up and pushing me down. And they were slamming me through the back. And then when they would slam me through the back, I had in my mouth, so like it would go down further through my back. So the harder they would slam me through the back, the deeper the thing would go down my throat, which would make me choke. And it was just, and there was blood, there was red stuff everywhere, and they didn't care because it was snuff. That's what they were into. It's snuff. That is a thing. Snuff is a fetish. And what snuff is where you're just gonna have to Google it. It's where you're basically doing sexual things to where you're almost you're coming so close to unaliving that person. So there was, red stuff everywhere, and I had to do that. And then I left the hotel, again, very sedated, got into the car, we got back in, and this is like, I had to leave. Once we got back there, I said, this can't be my life. This can't be my life. And then like my mom was calling, and my mom was like, can I speak with my daughter? And he would be like, she's not around, or she just left, or or I would say, may I please just call my mom? Please, I just want to call my mom. And he would say, she doesn't love you anymore, because if she loved you, she would have called you, okay? And, like it hurt me because my father had passed away a couple of years ahead of time, and I had gotten my inheritance right before I got into Texas, and I had bought myself a brand new, beautiful car, brand new Dodge. It's gorgeous. And he took the battery out, and he also took the keys, which is dumb. Like, just take the keys. Like, that was just dumb. But I had to leave my car there. That hurt me because I felt like that was a gift from my dad. And we got into a huge fight one night. And like I said, he was a hacker. and one of the computers knocked over in the modem, and there was a piece of something that came off of like the computer or the modem or something came off, and it was literally the size of like a fingernail. Like it was literally like the size of a fingernail. Okay, I wear press-ons. That's why I've got all these nails around here. It was literally like the size of a fingernail. Can we tap on the screen, guys, please? Please tap. And I used that. I found that, and there was 4 like bolts or nails, bolts, whatever. I don't see. And that's the thing. When people were saying I got hit with a crowbar, a tire iron, I don't know the fucking difference between a crowbar or a tire iron. Just like I don't know the difference between what like a thingy is that you would use for like a nail that has 4 little thingies in there, or like I don't know the names of it, you know? Like my dad was not a man of fixing things. My dad fixed everything with duct tape. I know how. I am the ghetto rig queen because I know how to fix everything with duct tape. I was taught to fix everything with duct tape. So I don't know anything about tools. So, you know, they're trying to, that's another thing when they say I'm lying, because they'll say, oh, she says she got hit by a crowbar, but then it's a tire iron. It's the same fucking thing. I don't know the difference. I have no clue. I don't know what the difference is. I don't know. Just like I don't know what the difference is when I have a toolkit. What a freaking, I don't even know what the words are. I don't know what they're called. Like a bit, like a bit, or I don't even know what the words are for them. I just don't fucking know, and that's just facts. All I knew is that there was like 4 little holes in there, and so the little tool that I found, it was like literally trying to get a nail out with a spoon. That's what it was like. That's what it felt like. So I was there for a total of 8 months. And it took me 6 months to undo 4 little bolts. But when there is a will, there is a way. And this was not going to be my life. I was not going to let this be my life. And I knew there was no way of me escaping out of there without him knowing. So this was the only way I was going to be able to get out. And he took a shower every day, and it would be like a 5-minute shower. And of course he would turn the camera the other way, of course, so he would have complete privacy. But when I would he would turn the camera back around when it was time for me to have a shower, so everybody could watch me have a shower. But when he was in the shower, so I had 5 minutes to myself a day, 5 minutes. And I would take that little piece of the thing that I found that looked just like a fingernail, and I would play with the bolts and play with it and play with it and play with it and play with it and just try to get it loosened up, try to get it loosened up, try to get it loosened up. And, it took me 6 months, like I said, to get 4 of them out. And I would have to put them back to make them look like they weren't ever messed with. So once I got them loose, I would put them back. I would twist them back to make them look like they were never messed with. But I knew that all I had to do was twist them and they would come out. So on the 4th one, I knew the next day when he was getting into the shower, I knew it was go time. I knew I was breaking free. I knew it. I knew it in my head that night before. I knew it. And I had so much anxiety the night before because I'm like, if my plan in my head doesn't go off the way I have it planned in my head, I'm a goner. But it was fight or flight, and I had to fight for my life. And and if I didn't try, I had to try. Period. I had to try. And the night before, I had so much anxiety, and so the next day when he got into the shower, I hopped up on the bed. I took my little tool that I had made shift, and I hid it in between the mattress and the box spring. That's where I hid my little tool at, so he would never find it. And the next day when he got into the shower, I got up there and I popped him out. Pop, got him out, pulled the board down, took his computer, and I threw it out the window, and I took off running as fast as I could. Now, if you've ever heard that saying, run for your life, I literally ran for my life. I ran for my fucking life that night. I had no clue where I was. I never knew where I was this entire time, but I heard cars. So I ran towards where I heard the cars. And I also knew he was not going to be very far from behind, because he knew where we were. I didn't know where I was. So I knew he would have to get out, dry off, get clothes on. So I knew he was only like 2 to 3 minutes behind me. I knew that. So I ran for my fucking life. And like I said, something's on my list driving me crazy. It's like this chapstick stuff. I heard cars. Now think about this. Now I would do the same thing. Like, okay, it would be like a scary movie thing where you see some lady like standing in the middle of like a highway, like butt naked and all bloodied up and just like staring at you. Like, that would be a scary movie moment. Okay, so the first car passed me up, and I'm like, oh my god, he's gonna find me. Like I thought that first car would get me, and he just passed me. So I'm like, oh my god, like the time's clicking, like he's gonna get me. Like I'm freaking out. Thank God there was a truck that pulled over, and they were in their like late 50s, early 60s, of some beautiful good Samaritans. And there was a woman in the front seat and a man and the driver. He was driving, and she was like giving me her shawl to put on, because like I said, I was bloody and I was naked. And she was like, are you okay? And I'm like, just go. He's gonna find us. Just go. And that's all I could say. I was like, just go. He's gonna find us. Just go. He's gonna find us. Just go. And the gentleman was on the phone with 911, and he's like, we need help. We have a girl in the car. She needs assistance. And they were like telling him to pull over, and I'm like, we gotta go. He's no, you can't pull over. You have to go. He's gonna find us. You guys, and all you hear is boom, and he rams us. And he was on the phone with 911 when he rammed us. And then the next thing is, you can hear the sirens, because they knew where we were. They were coming down a ramp. You could hear the sirens. Like, I could hear the sirens. I knew safety was coming. But then the next thing is he shot out the back of the window. Thank God none of us got hit. Thank God. Because it wasn't like a big like F-1450. It was just like a little truck. But thank God that, none of us got hit. And he turned around because the police were coming down the ramp. He turned around, and the police got to us, thank God. And I gave them my name, and they said, we've been looking for you. Because remember, I was on parole. And they said, we've been looking for you. And I was like, can I use your phone? And that's the first thing I said to him. I said, can I use your phone? And I just wanted to call my mom. And I was like, Mom. And she's like, oh, Oh my God, she just started freaking out. She was like, "Are you okay?" I'm like, "I'm okay, Mom, I'm okay." And they rushed me off to the hospital. Of course, they had to do the RP kits on me. Jane Doe joined. Sub only live. Hello, Jane Doe. How are you? Hello. I talked to my mom, and then, but okay, so he took everything from me. He took my birth certificate, he took my social security, he also took my driver's license. So I had no identification on who I was. And not only that, but I had to leave my car there, which was very upsetting for me because, like I said, it was like I looked at it like that was the last gift that my dad ever got me. And I also had a this one's a hard one for me, guys, but I also had a necklace with my dad's ashes in it. That was ripped off my neck. That I never got. So not only did it, and I was such a daddy's girl, and so for me to have to leave like something that I felt like that was the last gift that my dad ever gave me was the car, and then my little necklace that had my dad's ashes in it ripped off of me. So I have nothing of my dad. And that really hurts me bad. Because I'll never get those. And, the car was just a car, but my dad was in my necklace. I don't get to wear my dad with me. I haven't been able to get to wear my dad with me in 20 years because it was ripped off my neck. So that one is one that still hurts me really bad. And that's why, it hurts me so bad when I have so many people come on this app and they bully me and they tell me that my story isn't true. But everything about this is so fucking true. And that you can't believe that something like this can actually happen to somebody. But not only does it happen to somebody, but it is still happening to people to this day. It's still happening to people to this day. And I was such a daddy's girl, so for me not to have his ashes with me, just really sucks. It really hurts bad. Moving on. So we get to the hospital, and my mom had to fly to come see me because she was in Orlando at this point. And she walked right past me, and I thought she was going to the nurse's desk to see if she could come in to see me. But she just walked right past me because she didn't even recognize me. My hair was missing. My teeth were missing. I was skin and bones. I was all black and blue. I had bruises everywhere. I was like 95 pounds soaking wet. I looked nothing like myself at all. And then she came in and she saw me and she was just like, oh my God. And she put her head on my chest and she just started crying her eyes out. And I said, it's okay. Because I wanted to be strong for her. I didn't want her to be sad. So I just patted her on her head. And I said, it's okay. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. And she was like, I'm so sorry I wasn't there to protect you. I'm so sorry I wasn't there to protect you. And I'm like, Mom, it's okay. I'm out. I'm free. I'm okay. It's okay. And then she just kept crying over and over. I'm so sorry I wasn't there. I'm so sorry I couldn't protect you. I'm so sorry I couldn't protect you. And I said, Mom, it's not your fault. It's not your fault. But I'm here and it's okay. So she flew back to Orlando. I had to take a Greyhound back to Orlando because I didn't have any identification on who I was, so I couldn't take an airplane ticket because they had taken everything. I had to get a police escort because they were afraid that he was going to be there waiting for me because they make a lot of stops. The Greyhounds make a lot of stops, or he was going to have one of his boys waiting there to get on the bus and grab me. So I had a police escort, which sucked. The Greyhound sucked from freaking Houston to Orlando. That sucked big ass time. And I was advised to change my legal name, in which I did, just because he was a hacker. And I changed my name. And everything was fine after about a year and a half. I mean, not everything was fine. I was fucked up in the head, but, I was working at the Ice Bar, which is a bar on I-Drive, an International Drive in Orlando. I-Drive is a huge strip. On one side, there's like on all the way at the very end, there's like these two humongous apartment complexes, humongous, and it's basically where all the workers live at. Across is like SeaWorld, and then if you go down the street, you have like your extended stays, and then you have some restaurants, and then you have like a putt-putt and like a pirate place and like some other things. And like if you go down further down, there's like bigger hotels, and then there's like a spear like ride or whatever. And so I was working at the Ice Bar, and there was a guy named Doug, and he would come in every single one of my shifts. And this was not a cheap bar either. Okay, you had to pay $20 every time just to get in there. And just because you had to get like a cape and stuff, because it was an ice bar. The stools were ice, the shelvings where the liquor bottles were ice, everything was ice. And it was a really awesome bar. But so he would always come in, and he was like, I just moved here from Ohio. I'm not from around here. I don't have any friends. And I'm like, oh, I'm from Ohio too. I don't have any friends either. And he was like, we can be friends. And I'm like, listen, I just came out of a very like shitty ass situationship. So we can be friends, but all you're going to get out of me is texting. That's it. Like, we're not going to go anywhere. We're not doing anything. All you're going to get out of me is texting, and that's it, period. And so he would text me, and he'd always ask me if I would want to go out. I'm like, no. He would like, well, do you want to go to putt-putt? No. Do you want to go to dinner? No. Everything was no. I said, Doug, listen, I told you. I just came out of something very, very serious. I'm not looking for anything, okay? Like, I told you I would be your friend because you don't have any friends, and I'm texting you as a friend. That's it. And I told you from the rip, that's all you're going to get from me. It's all you can get from me. That's all I can give. And so he'd always ask me if I wanted to ride home at the end of my shifts, and I'm always like, no. I'd always take the trolley. Because the trolley is so touristy on iDrive that the trolley would always go and pick people up and drop people off. And so I'd always take a styrofoam drink home with like Coke or Dr. Pepper or root beer or whatever, because it's hot. And one day it was rainy season here in Florida. We have rainy season, and it looked like the clouds had opened up and the sky had just poured. And he was like, "Are you sure you don't want to ride home today?" And I'm like, "Okay, I'll take a ride home." And I got in the car and I said, "Shit, I forgot my umbrella." So I ran back in and I grabbed my umbrella, but I left my drink in there. And he roofied my drink. And I woke up in a parking lot and he was on top of me. And my pants and my panties were down at my ankles. And I woke up and he was on top of me. And I'm like really out of it, really groggy. And I'm like, "What are you doing? What are you doing?" He's like, "Oh my God, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry." And I'm like, "What are you doing?" And he's like, "I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry." So this I am proud of. I hit him with my right hook so hard that I busted out his tooth. So I am very proud of myself for that. But when I did that, he kicked me out of the car. He literally just kicked me out the car, and I fell out the car. And he sped out. And I'm like, I am not letting another motherfucker get away with doing this to me. I'm not letting it happen. So I pulled my panties and my pants up, and where he was at a light. It was red light, and there was a car in front of him, and there was a car in the back of him. So he was sandwiched in there. So I ran back up to his car, and it was unlocked, and I sat right back into the front seat, and I called 911. And I said, "I need an officer, please. I've just been SA'd." And she said, "Where are you?" I said, "I don't know." I said, "I am very out of it. I am very groggy right now." And she said, "Okay, do you know what kind of car you're in?" I said, "No." She said, "Do you know what color it is?" I said, "It's maroon." And she said, "Okay, is it 2 or 4-door?" I said, "It's a 4-door." And she said, "Okay." She said, "Can you tell me the things you're passing right now?" And she said, "Tell him to pull over. And this part's important because he gets an extra charge for this." And I said, "Pull over, Doug." And he's like, "I'm not pulling over." And I'm like, "She said pull over, pull over." And he said, "I'm not pulling over." I said, "I'm sorry, I'm not pulling over." And I said, "He's not pulling over. He's not pulling over." And when I had to go testify and hear the phone call, it was like really scary because you could hear the fear in my voice. And I'm like, "He's not going to pull over. He won't pull over." And so she was like, "Okay, just tell me what you're passing." And I said, "We're passing a 7-Eleven. We're passing a Fridays. We're passing this, or passing that." So they figured out from the landmarks of what I was giving them, and the maroon 4-door car of what I told them where we were. And they pulled us off into the Friendly's parking lot. There was 6 cop cars. I remember it like it was yesterday. There was 6 cop cars there. And I was still sitting in the front seat. They ripped him out of the front seat. And he told on himself. This is what he said. He said, "I hugged her, I graped her, and I'm sorry." That's what he said. Those 3 things. I hugged her, I graped her, and I'm sorry. And then he even told on himself even more and picked up another charge because he did things to me that I didn't even know he did to me because I was out of it. So his charges were sexual penetration with a foreign object because he was putting things inside of me. I didn't know he was doing that because I was completely out. And if he would have never told on himself, he could have saved himself a charge. And then he got kidnapping charges because when I was telling him to pull over and he wouldn't pull over, They hit him with kidnapping charges. And then he got an RP charge. And then he also got an SA charge. And I'm like, you know what? He ended up bonding out. And I was like, I have got to get out of Orange County. Like, I've been assaulted here. You know, like, oh, and something that I left out is that when Lee had did all that stuff to me, right? I can't believe I forgot. I left this part out. When Lee did all that stuff to me, when he ran me over and all that shit, right? When I was in the hospital, I was literally in a sling. Everything was broke on me, okay? So they had to fuse my neck here. They had to fuse my back. They had to, I think I've already shown y'all the gunshot. My legs were broke, my hips were broke, my arms were broke, everything was broke. And so they told me I had a 5% chance of walking, and that's all I needed to hear. 5% chance? Even if I heard a 1% chance, that meant I had a chance. So I went to all the rehabs, and at nighttime when the nurses weren't like busy because the patients were sleeping, I would say, let's walk the halls, and I would get on my walker, and they would put a rubber band around me, and then they would put a rubber band around them, and it was like a big rubber band, like for like rehab people. And so, because I would fall a lot, because I would fall like a lot. Here, let me change this, because I don't think you guys like these butterflies. Let me change this. Let's do something different. So I would fall a lot, but I love those roses. Oh, let's do these cute little doggies. Let's do those cute doggies. I love doggies. Doggies are so freaking cute. I love doggies. Okay. There we go. That's much easier. Those are 15 cents. There we go. Okay, so anyway, they would like put me, they would strap me in with like a rubber band, and so like when I would fall, like they would catch me, and so I would just like go to the rehabs, and I would learn how to rewalk and all that stuff, but I would take advantage of it being nighttime and walk around, and thank you, Renee, thank you, I didn't even know you were still in here, thank you. So they would catch me, and so I appreciate that, because that bumped out. It says invite somebody in here, and finally, since somebody commented, it bumped that person out. I was sick and tired of seeing that there. It'll ask to invite somebody in here, which I'm not doing, so but whatever. But that comment was stuck down there for the longest time. So now it's just at the top. So if somebody can just say one more comment, it'll bump that out. Damn, that was loud. There we go. Thank you. Thank you, Jen. That bumped it out, so I don't have to see it anymore. Okay, thank you. That was much better. I kept on seeing invite this one person. I don't want to fucking see that. So that's much better. I want to see my people. Okay, much better. So, and Ms. Zongo, thank you for liking the live. Thank you for tapping on the screen. I appreciate you. Let's try to get to 30K. Let's try to get to 30K while we're talking. We dropped down to 4 people. I guess my story must not be that interesting. We dropped down to 4 people, or maybe the 2 people that I know who are fucking in here before because of certain reasons. Maybe they left. But anyway, I forget where I was at. Oh, so they rushed me off to Dr. Phillips Hospital where they had to do an RP kit, and so but yeah, so I learned that 5% walking. I took full advantage of it, and I got my walking back. So when I had to go testify against him in Houston, I was still in a wheelchair. But when I testified against him in Florida, I got to walk in there. I got to walk in and testify. And Lee got a life sentence in Houston. He got a life sentence in Florida. Okay, so moving back on to Doug. So he got those charges. So I was like, I have to get out of Orange County, which is Orlando. So I moved to Charlotte County. And then Doug moved to Charlotte County. He moved 11 miles away from me. And I was in Port Charlotte. He was in Punta Gorda, which is Charlotte County. But they came and picked him up on warrants because he had warrants out of Orange County for the 4 charges he had on me. So he did his 15 years. And he just got out July 31st. He just got out July 31st. And he has been walking me, and put an S in front of that, ever since. I don't know when I got jumped. I got jumped last month. I don't know if it was him or if it was somebody else, but I got jumped. And then he was caught on my Ring camera. I think like around the beginning of September, he was caught on my Ring camera right by my house, like right by my window. But he didn't look into the camera, so the police couldn't definitely say it was him. And then there was also a note that he left with duct tape, which the police have. It says, "You're mine forever." The police have that. And I've shown all of this. I've shown it all on my back screen. And people that say that I don't show mugshots, I've shown mugshots so many times. I've had their mugshots as my back, as my back thing. I've had their mugshots back there. So now, like, between Lee and between Doug, like, I am so mentally fucked in my head that I'm doing a lot of hugs to band-aid all the shit that's going on in my head, right? And so I go to Park Royal, which is a brand new hospital that was just built. It was a dual diagnostic hospital. Now right across the street is Park Royal Hospital. But this is Park Royal, like, dual diagnostic for like addiction and mental health. So I go there because I'm so fucked in the head because I just endured these 2 terrible things. And so I go there, and when you go in, when you open up the door, like, all the doors are always open. There's everyone has a bed. It's single rooms. Everybody has a bed. And then there's a nightstand. And then there's like a dresser or drawers, because you're going to be there a while. Then you have your shower, right? So everyone's doors are always open. You can't have anything with laces, just because of precautionary reasons. So you can't have like shoelaces, or you can't have like laces in your hoodies or your pants or anything. But the doors are always to stay open. But when you open up a shower door, it makes a V, so you can't see. I don't know if he was pausing the tapes. I don't know if he was erasing the tapes. I don't know what he was doing, but this man, Benjamin Blatt, was coming in. Okay, let's tap, you guys. Let's get to 30K. Let's get to 30K. I know we can do it. We can tap, tap, tap. Please tap. We can get to 30K. I know we can do it. And we have 30. We have 3 out of the 15 puppy doggies. We got 3 out of the 15 puppy doggies. Hello, I am a Nikki. Nikki, what have you been doing lately? I haven't talked to you in a long time. What's been going on with you? I am a Nikki. What's been going on with you, girl? I haven't talked to you in a while. You still in here? Or did you leave already? Let's check. Who's in here? We've got Jen, Miss Rogue, Renee, and Wish. How funny was that? Right. And the other one is peanut butter. So, anyway, hold on one second. Anyway, so I don't know if he was pausing the tapes or silent or stopping the tapes or whatever. But it didn't work very well because look at that. $26.5. We're almost at 30K. We can do it. We can do it. I believe in us. I have an idea. I don't know why I just didn't think about it till right now. Can't do it right now. Gotta wait till later. But I'll do it afterwards. So, he was coming in, Benjamin, and he was like the first night I felt like I was like that. And it was because he had his thing in my mouth. And then I woke up and he put another shot in me. So I think it was Halidol. But Mike said it was like, or not Mike, but Dave. Dave said, he didn't say Toradol. It's not Toradol. No, not tramadol. Thorazine. It's Thorazine. So I kept saying Halidol. It's Thorazine. Yes, Thorazine. He was giving me Thorazine. And I kept saying Halidol this whole time, but it's Thorazine. So he would give me a shot of Thorazine. And so he gave me another shot of Thorazine. And I would go back out, right? So my friend Sarah was there, and I'm like, Sarah, I said, has there any been a time where you feel like, is it ever hurt like down there? And she's like, I don't know, sometimes. And then I'm like, because after you've had sex, when you go to the bathroom to pee, you wipe and it's slip, and then you wipe again, it's slip, and then you wipe again, it's slip. You know what I'm talking about? You know what I'm talking about, right? So that would happen sometimes, or sometimes I'd wake up and I would have this shiny shit on my face, and I thought it was me slobbering, but it wasn't me slobbering. It was his fluids on me. And I realized my thing down, my V, would hurt, and it would be slip sometimes, and so, all right, you guys, listen, we are coming close to the end, and I really would like to see 30K. I would really listen, there's 4 people, but I believe in us 4. We did it the other night with just a few of us, and I know we can get, and I was helping, and I can't get on here to help because it's subscribers only, and this phone is not a subscribers to this phone. So I can't help, but we're already at 28. So we only need 2K more, and that's easy. When you go like that, it's easy. We have 3 out of the 20 dogs. So I don't know if we can make that one, but fingers crossed that we can get maybe 10 out of the doggies. I would love to get 20 out of the doggies, but maybe if we can get 10 out of the doggies. We already did it? What? No. It shows me 28.3. It shows me 28.3 on my end. On my end, it shows me 28.3K. It doesn't show me on my end. Yeah, it shows maybe I am tapped in tap jail. Is that a thing? Is tap jail a thing? Is that a thing? It is? Shut up. Are you serious? Tap jail is a thing? All right, girls, we need to work overtime. If Jen's in tap jail, we need overtime. But we're already at 28.6. So look at you girls go. Look, 28.7. That ain't shit. See? Not that I know of. I've never heard of tap jail. I've heard of sharing jail, when on the Book of Faces. I know you've been tapping, Miss Rogue. I know you have. I've been watching you been tapping. You probably tapped 25,000 of them in there. It shows 30 on my end. Only shows me 20. We're at 29. It shows me 29 on my end. All right, and we got 3 doggies, so hopefully we can try to get a few more doggies. Hopefully, well, it would be great if we can get to 20 doggies. They're 15 cents, but maybe if we can get 10 doggies at least, but 20 doggies would be even better. That'd be awesome. But anyway, we're already at 29.3. We're going to get there. But anyway, so, I asked my friend Sarah, and I thought I was just reliving my traumas. I really, really, really thought I was reliving my traumas. So I never said anything to any of the counselors because I didn't think they were going to believe me. See, now it shows me 29.6. That's so weird, Jen. That's so weird. It shows me 29.7. We're going to get it. We'll get the 30K. Then we can work on the dogs. We're at 29.8. Well, look at y'all tap dancing on the screen. 29.9. It's going to hit 30K in just a second. Oh, see, now on my end it shows 30K. Congratulations, girls. High 10. Not even a high 5. High 10. You girls did that. You girls did that. And there's only a few of you in here. There is only a few of you in here, and y'all did that. High 10s. Good job. Good job. Good job. Hello, Wanderlust Dreamer 222. How are you? Welcome. Good evening. You're coming right at the very end, Wanderlust. You're coming in right at the very end. Right at the very end. But that's okay, because we'll have subscriber lives. I'm going to do more I like doing subscriber lives, so therefore it's less of bullies and mean people and all that jazz. I'm okay. Well, that's why I said Eastern Standard Time. Eastern Standard Time. But that's okay. Don't have no fear, okay? Because we'll do another one. I actually enjoy doing these because they're more, not everybody being so mean. You know what I mean? It's 10:17 here. But anyway, so, I never said anything to the counselors because I was like, I think it's just me reliving all my traumas, right? And, you see that, you guys? I swear it's like but even when it's a lipstick, it's like my lips get so chapped. I don't know what's wrong. It drives me crazy. But, so one of the girls, Caitlin, she woke up in the middle of it, and she like bum rushed them and took off running. And she grabbed a nurse's coat, put it on, and she hit the emergency button and ran out. She ran across the street into the to the other hospital, and she said, "I need an RP kit done on me right now. I've just been RP'd over there." She's like, "I need it done on me right now." Mrs. Rugg, thank you for the doggies. Thank you. Thank you for the dog. Oh, we're almost 80% there. Oh my gosh. Thank you so much for the doggies. We did it. Woo! High five. We got our doggies. We got our doggies. We got our doggies. High 10. High 10. Finger hug. Just put your hand on my hand. And then you put your thumb to my thumb. And like this. And that's a finger hug. That's a hand hug. That's how we had to do it in jail. Because we weren't allowed to touch each other, even though we still did. Hand hug. Like that. So thank you. But anyway, so she goes, "I need an RP kit done now." So they did it, and they came back over, and the Whiskey Misty. Hello, Whiskey Misty. Whiskey Misty. Do you know there was a video made about us? Thank you. Oh, thank you for the necklace. 2 necklaces. Thank you, Wanderlust. 3, shut up. Oh my goodness. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you so much, Wanderlust. That was so nice of you. Thank you. Whiskey Misty, do you know there was, I love you all too. Thank you. That was so kind of you. That was so kind of you. Thank you. Do you know there was a video made of us, Whiskey? Do you know the bullies and the trolls made a video of us from you coming in my live saying that you had a bad judge of character on me? Have you seen that? Have you seen that video yet? The vibe in here was amazing, right? The vibe in here was great. Until 2 seconds ago. She is a sub. Yeah, Whiskey Misty, she is a sub. But she came into my live yesterday to say that she had a very she was wrong about my character. But she's out. She's gone. Oh, actually, she's not. She just has, she's got her thing turned off. That's all. Oh, so do the other ones. Yeah, they just have their thing turned off. They just got ghosted. She is a sub. The vibe was just fabulous in here a minute ago. But anyway, as it should always be, a supportive, loving, positive vibes only. Absolutely. Absolutely. As it always should be. But anyway, let me continue. Hi Casey. Hello. Yeah, we are a family. Absolutely. And I appreciate you girls for standing by and standing strong with me. And remember, thank you for the live fest, or for the live thingamajiggy. We will be doing the next giveaway in just, I gotta check when I did the last giveaway. I think we're gonna do another giveaway. We'll do a giveaway right after Christmas, like for January. We'll do it. We'll do a giveaway. Thank you for the corgi butt. Thank you. Thank you so much. So for all the subscribers, you're in for a drawing for a huge package full of goodies. It's a gift away, where I give you a huge big bundle full of tons of good stuff. The last thing had a blinged out Stanley Cup, a Jeffree Star palette, a Christmas throw, a lounge fly. It had the NAD in it, which is the stuff that makes you stop aging and it makes you age in reverse. And it had a few other things I forget. But I send out of all the subscribers, one person will win that gift away. And I also do giveaways for my biggest gifters. But since I've had so many bullies and so many bullies, like when I was getting gifted, before all the, how do you enter? You're already entered. As long as you're a subscriber, you're entered. All the subscribers are entered. So you're already entered. Now, if your subscription runs out, then you won't be part of it. But as long as you're a subscriber, you'll every single month you will be in there. And I promise you, every single subscriber will eventually win because I will make sure of that. If one subscriber wins and then they win again, I don't play that game. Everyone gets a chance at winning once, and then you can once everybody has won once, then you can win another time, okay? But I want to make it fair to where everybody has a chance to where they win at least once, and then you can have a chance to win again. That's just fair because everybody subscribes, and if if the way the cookie crumbles and your name comes up twice, I always play fair. That's not fair that, I want those chocolate. Girl, those are long gone. I told you. But anyway, but I always make sure everybody has a chance at, so everybody will always win. As long as you're subscribed, everybody will always, I don't know when your time will come, but you will always you'll win. A subscriber will always win. And then once everybody is had around, then you can go and try. And then if your name gets pulled twice, fine, because everyone's had their round of win. So I play fair. But anyway, so back to the Doug. All right, I'm going to set this for a Christmas one. Only one. I'm going to manifest it. I don't think I'm going to get it, but I'm going to manifest it because you all know how bad I want a Christmas one. I got a Christmas tree from Jen earlier, and it was beautiful. I so want that cookie click, but it's expensive. It's really expensive, but let's just do the bear. Let's do the ice skating bear. That'll be cute. Let's just do the ice skating bear. That one will be so freaking cute. Okay, I'm manifesting the ice skating bear. I am manifesting the ice skating bear. 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 Okay. So anyway, so one day, so after I got out of Park Royal, it was on my mind. Like, I was just like, I think that I am really like going crazy because I feel like I was taken advantage of in there, like something was going wrong. Like, I don't know. Yeah, Nikki, why didn't you answer my question? You left too quick. I asked you a question and then boom, you were gone. I asked you a question and then you left. What's going on with you, Nikki? Where have you been? What's going on with you? I asked you a question and then you left. You left too quick before you could answer. What's going on with you, girlie? Or she could be on ghost mode. She could be on ghost mode. Thank you for liking the live, Casey. Thank you. Okay. So anyway, okay, I am manifesting the dancing Christmas bear. Just saying. I kind of look all like white in the snowflakes too, right? But okay, so anyway, so after Kate got over there and they ran the RP kit and it came up positive, they came over and they were able, like I said, because I didn't know if he was pausing the tapes or stopping the tapes or whatever, but whatever he was doing, they were still able to pull those drives. And when they pulled those drives, it showed where all of us had been RP'd by him. And since Dora likes to say there was not 12 girls, I fucking was there and there was 12 girls, okay? 3 of them dropped out. 1 of them unalived. 1 of them went to a different court. There was a total of 12 girls. I was there. I lived it. Period. My attorney is Jim Scarmazzino. Fucking find him and ask him. There was 12 girls. Period. So don't try to debunk my story by saying there wasn't 12 girls when you weren't fucking there, when I was there, when I got raped from him for 6 weeks. For 6 weeks, I got RP'd by him by not even knowing about it because I had Thorazine in my arm. I was knocked out with a horse tranquilizer while I was getting RP'd for 6 whole weeks. So how don't you fucking dare debunk my story when you were not there. And I pray that doesn't ever happen to you or your family, because I'm a good person. Because if I wasn't a good person, trust and believe, I would be wishing different things. But I am a great person today. Anyway, as I was saying, there was 12 of us. 3 dropped out, 1 unalived, and 1 went to a different court. But anyway, we had to, it was very hard because during the testimony, we had to watch ourselves. We had to watch him come in and put Thorazine in our arms and RPS. Hello, Renee. Just joined the sub live. Hello. Welcome. How are you? So, hello. You are coming in right at the tail end. You are coming in right at the tail end. But don't you worry, because we're gonna do it again. I'm gonna make it to where we're gonna do a sub live each week. Each week we're gonna do a sub live of people telling their stories of SA and DV and homelessness and being trafficked and all that stuff. Merry Christmas, sweet lady. I'm sorry, I've been very busy. Oh, it's okay. It is okay. It is okay. No need to apologize. It is all good. It's okay. It is all good. It is all good. Okay. But Merry Christmas to you as well. But I hope you're not so busy anymore. I hope you got all your stuff done. Okay. So anyway, oh, thank you, Renee. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. I mean, I feel like it's the snowflakes and then like the white shirt, right? I kind of look like I blend in with the snowflakes, right? Kind of like blend in with it. All right. So, right at the very end. Oh, thank you, Casey. All right. So I have 1 dancing bear up there. I only put 1 up there because it's a Christmas gift. There's like 4 Christmas gifts. So that is the dancing bear. And I have 1 of those as my live goal. So I have fingers crossed that we can get that live goal. I got my fingers crossed that we can get that live goal. And if not, it's no big deal. But I'm manifesting it. Manifesting the bear on. I want to see him on his ice skates. I think he'll be cute. The bears are just so cute. I love the bears. The bears are just so cute. And seeing him on dancing skates on some ice, that would be cute. Because I haven't seen him yet. I can only just imagine what he would look like on dancing skates. That'd be really cute. I have severe insomnia. Do you also have like severe narcolepsy as well? But anyway, so they pulled the tapes and we had to go to testify. And what was really, really hard is we had to watch ourselves getting RP'd for 6 weeks or however long you were in there. Not everybody was in there 6 weeks. I was in there for 6 weeks. Some people were there for 4. Some people were there for 8. Some people were there for 2. It all just depended on your case and what your how bad you were and what you needed done. So anyway, so we all held hands when we had to go in there. We had to watch ourselves being RP'd with him bringing in shots of Thorazine and putting him in our arm, and then doing what he did to us. And then one of the girls watched herself during the court time, during the testimony, during the not testimony, the trial, during the trial. And no, just anxiety, PTSD, and waiting on doctor to send my script. Okay, hopefully when you get your prescription, you can get some sleep. Hopefully. But after one of the girls, Nikki, are you going to ever answer my question, girl? I've asked you a question 3 times, and every time you come in here, you don't answer my question. Why is that? You never answer my question every time you come in here. It's like you slide in and you slide out. You slide in and you slide out. You never answer my question every time you come in here. I've asked you a question 3 times and then you slide out so quickly. Why is that? Nikki! Why are you not answering me? I keep asking you a question. And every time I ask you, you leave. Why? Why? Same with you, peanut butter. What's going on with you? What's going on with you, peanut butter? You and Nikki both. What's going on with you two? Yeah, I know. So I'm asking peanut butter too. I'm asking her and peanut butter what's going on. I keep asking you girls questions. You're not answering me. Why? Very possibly. Because it's ghosted. It only shows Miss Rogue, KC, and Wish in here. It doesn't even show you, Renee, in here. Thank you for the rose. Thank you. Peanut butter, peanut butter, peanut butter, peanut butter. Are you going to answer my question, girly, girly? I've asked you a question. You going to answer it? You guys, I'm playing with this thing right here. This thing sucks, by the way. I bought it at Five and Below, and it's supposed to be daily affirmation cards. So I was like, oh, this is great. I'll read out these positive affirmations, right? And because they're little. They're little. They're this big. Look how little they are. Okay, but I'm like, that's okay. You can write positive affirmations on here. No big whoop. Okay, but here's these are not positive affirmations. I know, so tiny. It says daily, look, on this side it says daily affirmation card, right? And on the back of it, I'm thinking I'm ready to see something like, moving. And it says, today is okay, well, this is the best one that I've found so far. Today is going to be the best day ever. That's not an affirmation. Okay, here's another one though. Let it bloom. That's not a positive affirmation. Everything is all right. I mean, that's borderline. But let's see some other ones. We've got good vibes only. Do what makes you happy. Smile more, radiate positivity. I do like that one. I'm going to leave that one out. I like that one. I love Nikki. Girl, why do you keep coming in and going out? What's going on with you? Answer my question. Better days ahead. What's this one? Make your dreams come true. Feel the love. I'll pull out a couple of these that are somewhat positive affirmation-ishes. But to finish my story, and then we'll go through these because these are fun, we held hands through it all. And the worst part is when the girl unalived herself. We had to watch her be on that bed and with tubes in her where they tried to resuscitate her and bring her back. And that was the worst part. That was really hard to be with, a girl, because before all the testimonies and all that, we had spent a lot of time together. We had to go to court it took us 2 years to get through this court case. 2 years, almost 3. So that was almost 3 years that us girls spent together, going to meetings with the attorneys and, all this stuff. So we really got to know each other. We had each other's phone numbers. We really knew each other. My best friend at the time was Sarah, and she came out from there. So we hung out every single day. Which was not a good thing because we were, using and stuff, but whatever. And then Kate, she was cool. But we all had each other's numbers, so we would all check up on each other. So it was like a true friend, and that really hurt when she watched herself up on the screen being Thorzined up and RP'd, and she couldn't handle that, and she went home and she unalived herself because of that. That was a hard one for me to take. We are watching us getting RP'd by him. That was hard, but the hardest was to see her laying on the table with all of the medical equipment around her, where they were all trying to bring her back. That was the hardest part. It is so sad. It is so, so sad. And it really takes a toll on your mental. You think about it. I still have to think about it. Every time I tell these stories, I think about it. Every time I tell these stories, I relive it. Every time I tell these stories, I have to relive everything to tell these stories. These are traumas that I have to keep reliving. And it's just for awareness. And that's all I've ever wanted to do, is bring awareness. You guys, not you guys, but people are talking about me being a scammer just for asking for gifts. But these gifts go to helping the homeless, for one. For two, every creator asks for gifts. Okay, it's a thing. TikTok tells you to do it. TikTok has an area up here for you to put it up there, for one. And for two, TikTok tells you the gifts that you should be asking for. The gifts that TikTok tells me I need to be asking for right now are fireworks. When I come on, TikTok already has my gift goal ready, which is fireworks, which are over like 1,200 or over 100 or over 1,000 coins. Where I'm at on the TikTok level, I should be asking for, they say, 1,088 coins, which dropped down because it was 1,200. I can't bring myself to put a live gift goal up to 1,000. I just can't. Now I do have that gift bear up there, okay, because that one's cute and I really want that one. But that's one. It's only one, and I only want that one, and it's cute. And it's a Christmas one. But besides that, I can't bring myself to put a gift up that high, even though creators are getting gifts that are worth 50,000 coins, like back to back. This one guy made 1,000,000 coins last night. 1,000,000 coins. I don't know what that comes out to. I think it's like $60,000 he made in one night. $60,000 he made in one night, and that was after TikTok's cut. After the cut. What? Doing what? He was eating. That's all he was doing. He was eating. He was showing people how fast he could eat. You know, I sat on live yesterday for 8.5 hours. Oh, Miss Rogue, I won't. I sat here for 8.5 hours yesterday live, okay? Because of all the bullies and the traumas or because of all the bullies and all these scam pages and shit like that. I made $8.63. $8.63, and I sat here for 8.5 hours talking and entertaining people for 8.5 hours, and I made $8.63. And then we're not talking about Slot, who is supposedly supposed to be bringing awareness for DV and homelessness. Nobody's talking about her, where she literally embezzled $1 million. $1 million, because she said that all those monies were going to DV victims and homelessness people, right? It was going to her account. And she bonded out on $1 million bond that night. That night, she bonded out on $1 million bond. Because she told her dad to go to her account and get it out. Her dad got her out. Because he just went to her account and got it out. So why are we talking about little old me here asking for a dancing bear, where I don't put cash apps up? I don't ask for money from anybody. I don't ask for money from anybody. Everything that I do, all the gifts that I get from here go towards helping the